Okay, so for a little bit of a refresher here. Yes, so we just had a new kind of mechanic introduced where we have to shoot blue text that we agree with. So the regular yellow weak spots we shoot to disagree with them, or we can shoot blue spots to agree and strengthen those particular arguments. Yeah, exactly. No, I think Pekko's telling the truth. By the way, I did catch a spoiler for Danganronpa 2 because I was looking up the voice actors and I caught a spoiler. But the voice actor for Pekko, who I was like, oh, Pekko's voice is so familiar. She played one of my favorite characters in Great Teacher Onizuka, so I think that's where I'm recognizing her from. She also did the voice of, I believe her name is like Mitsuki from Neon Genesis Evangelion, which I have not seen since the late 90s, early 2000s, I believe. So that would be a stretch to think that I'm recognizing it from that. It's probably from Great Teacher Onizuka. But the voice actress for Pekko is also the Japanese voice actress for Sailor Moon. Like, that's Usagi. That is Sailor Moon. So I was very surprised to see that. Obviously, a very well-known, famous voice actress there. Don't tell me you're crushing on Pekko. Why not? She is the best girl. Better taste than you have, Kazuichi. It's nothing like that at all. Nekomaru's account is actually Pekko's alibi. I've been trying to use it many times, but the door just won't open at all. It's true. Somebody was occupying the bathroom for a long time, shortly after the party started. And it was finally freed up after Byakuya's body was found. Then the person who was in the bathroom that whole time is actually, like, I am having secondhand anxiety for Pekko right now. Like, that feeling of having, like, you know, stomach troubles and then suddenly everyone is talking about the fact that you've been in the bathroom for a really long time. Oh, I feel for her. Everyone else besides Pekko was in the dining hall after the party started, right? I see. So there's no way anyone else could have locked themselves in the bathroom except for Pekko. I guess that would be true. I mean, Pekko, I know it's embarrassing, but it comes down to you being accused of murder or not. So just be like, yeah, unfortunately, my stomach rebelled. Like, it's you're gonna have to agree with this. You locked yourself in the commode? You should have said so earlier. What an old-fashioned term for that, too. There's no way she'd actually say that. Gosh, you're so insensitive. Mahiro, I think slightly higher of you right now. Little girl code going on? If she locked herself in the bathroom for that long, there's no doubt. It's shit. Nekomaru, again, step up that sensitivity a little bit, please. There's no way she'd admit it. There's no way she'd admit she was taking a shit. Girls poop, okay? It happens. Girls are human. Why is this guy so fucking weird? Hey, weren't you guys taught any basic manners? Or were you raised in a locker room? I'm sorry. No, girls fart rainbows and poop glitter. That sounds extremely unpleasant. It's fine. How about we stop talking about this and it's move on to something else. Yes, let's give Peko a little bit of a reprieve from this embarrassing conversation. Nekomaru, you deserve to be single forever. Do not comment on that. Don't. Admittedly, okay. This is, you guys, welcome to story time of Sassy Moggy. I was in the bathroom at work one time. I walked in just after someone else, and the person who just walked in before me goes, "Oh my god, it smells like shit in here." And I knew that there was somebody, like, in a stall, and it's like, what an uncomfortable, like, rude thing. Like, this is the place for it to smell like shit. Like, you know, it's so rude. Like, why make the person in there feel self-confident or self-conscious? So I turned to the girl who just walked in front of me, and I'm like, I know, it's almost like somebody pulled down their pants and took a shit in here. I just wanted to make her feel so ridiculous for such an asinine comment. Don't worry, the smell wasn't that strong. I used the bathroom right after you, so you can trust me. I said it's fine. But still, you were in the bathroom for a really long time. Did you get food poisoning or something? As soon as I stepped into the office, I felt the sudden rush of pain in my stomach. Because of that, I was unable to leave the bathroom, including when the blackout occurred. Teru Teru. Oh, I am not reading that. What the fuck is wrong with you? Please, I am so disappointed he's not the first one killed. Yeah, Peko and Nekomaru, they're like, why are they calling it a restroom? I'm fighting for my life in here. Yeah. Seriously, stop it. But still, your stomach pain, was that really just a coincidence? Hey, what's the deal? Don't butt into other people's business, especially if you didn't do any investigating. I think that that's like a valid question. I still think that the food was possibly tainted. Did we actually see Byakuya eat any? I know Akane did. I wouldn't be surprised if Akane has like a stomach of steel. But, right? Teru Teru prepared this, and Nekoyama, I cannot remember if he ate anything or not, but the fact that Peko, who took a plate, and did she make the plate up for herself, or was it prepared for her? You know, it's very interesting that Peko, one of the only people to eat, got violently ill. I'm only butting in because you fucking idiots are out of your element. True, Byakuya did eat the meat skewers to get rid of the potential weapons. I mean, it could be that that dish wasn't tainted, but that, you know, then it gets very, you know, which dishes were tainted, who made up the plate. If not everything is tainted, then somebody had to make the plate for Peko, because banking on the fact that she or someone else would happen to eat the tainted food, you know? Stop this childish nonsense. Just what do you mean by coincidence? What I mean is it possible someone slipped her some laxatives? Fuyiko, you just keep growing and growing in my estimation. Laxatives? If so, the killer could have tripped the breaker as soon as that girl left the office, don't you think? I see. That might have happened. I still think that the breaker wasn't tripped manually. I think that it was specifically both air conditioners set to go off at 11:30 that tripped the breaker. Because nobody could reach it, right? The question whether Peppo's stomachache was a matter of coincidence or if someone intentionally caused it. Depending on the answer, the outcome of this trial could change drastically. God, so many. Embarrassing pose, party dishes. It's probably party dishes. Teruteru poured his heart and soul into cooking various party dishes. However, Akane and Peko were the only ones who ate them. So specifically, it doesn't mention Byakuya eating anything. Did you eat anything weird? I don't remember eating anything weird. Now that you mention it. You brought food to the office, right? Just a little bit from the dining hall. There might have been some laxatives in it, don't you think? Teruteru cooked the food. How suspicious. I wouldn't do anything like that. Laxatives would ruin the taste. Whether Peppo's stomachache was a coincidence or not, if someone intentionally caused it, we need to clarify that first. What are the other ones? Knife, AC timer, night vision goggles. It has to be party dishes. I feel like laxatives isn't the right one to shoot. Nope. Okay. I guess we tried against laxatives. It doesn't make any sense to me, but... There. No, it's impossible that laxatives are slipped into the food in the dining hall. Because Peko wasn't the only one who ate the food. Akane ate some of it too. If the food had laxatives in it, I'm pretty sure Akane would have had stomach issues as well. I'm expecting Akane to be like, I've never had a stomach issue in my life. I've trained my stomach. I feel totally fine. Like I said, the dishes are innocent. Don't go making weird accusations. Okay, Teruteru, how about you stop making weird comments and we'll stop making weird accusations, okay? I apologize for causing a scene. Fuyuhiko should apologize, not you. He's the one who made the laxative accusation. Yeah, what the fuck did you say, bitch? I don't think that he needs to apologize. I think that it was a question that was worth chasing down the answer to. We're just spitballing here, right? We gotta come up with some ideas. Cease this bickering! Let's just dismiss Pekko's stomachache as a coincidence and go back to discussing the blackout? Yeah, we already know that, you trashy skank. You don't have to tell us. Hiyoko? Fuck off. Don't be so judgy, okay? I don't particularly like the displays that she's put on either, but whether accidental or deliberate, do not be judgy about someone expressing their sexuality like that, okay? Trashy skank? As long as the murder happened during the blackout, then the blackout itself is what's actually important. So we need to make it clear how that blackout occurred. Okay. Irons in the storage room. Interesting. Okay, irons in the storage room. That's right. I think they said that all 3 of them were plugged in. Yeah, they were all turned on. So, like, that along with the AC could help to trip the breaker. What were the other ones? Storage room, tablecloth, Teru's account. Bloodstained tablecloth found randomly stuffed inside the laundry hamper. The gas stove in the kitchen is powered by electricity. That's why Teru couldn't use it during the blackout. I don't feel like that's helpful. What is this? Chiaki's account? Nekomaru's account. Chiaki's account. While standing on guard outside, Fuyuhiko apparently came to the old building and walked away. Nekomaru's account is just the bathroom one. I know that, like, I can't give feedback on this game, but one piece of feedback I would give them is that I wish that the ones that were the truth, like the loaded truth bullets, were highlighted in the list. So that way I could actually come here and review them instead of having to go back and forth and try to remember which ones are selected. I think that would be a big improvement. Okay, did they throw a stone and hit it? Maybe they used a remote control. They probably messed with the breaker. It doesn't have to be the breaker. They may have tampered with the power supply and transmitters. Or maybe they caused a power surge. That's the one I believe. I bet it really is Monokuma's fault. By the way, I'm not a trashy skank. Not helpful. How did the killer trip the circuit breaker? I'm pretty sure I already have that clue. Okay. There we go. That would have been such a good feature, right? Speaking of good features, I need to double check some of the accessibility features that Steam has put in, because you can now search games by accessibility features, and I really hope the ability to change screen resolution is one of them. It would be so nice to be able to filter games by if I'm able to change the screen resolution or not while I don't have that second monitor. It's just as Mahiru said, the blackout was caused by a power surge. Of course, that's not a coincidence. Someone caused it intentionally. Which is why those 3 irons were arranged to cause the blackout. When you found them right after the blackout, the irons were still on, right? So by leaving those irons on in the storage room, they deliberately caused a power surge. Yeah, it seems that that's how the killer caused the blackout. He disagrees? Okay. Hold on a second. Let me speak too. Oh god, this is the truth knife one with the slashing, isn't it? What the heck? You say the irons in the storage room were used to trigger the blackout? That's inexcusable. I think it's gonna be the AC timer, but we'll see. It would have been nice if I could have read any of that. Shit, I didn't read that. It's true the irons were responsible for the blackout, but that shouldn't be the only reason. Shit. Okay, so I'm pretty sure it's the AC timer. You think so? Okay, I need to actually read it this time. But the people in the dining hall weren't able to cause the blackout. The irons caused the blackout. Night vision goggles, duraluminum case. I do think it's the AC timer. Oh fuck, I just need to actually use it. Okay, we're gonna do it this time. It's this one. There. The problem the first couple times that I went through it is that I was trying to like move the reticle. I wanted to move the reticle so that way I could target what he was saying with the AC timer, but there is no reticle for this one, and by trying to move it I just slashed at it, so I have to just go. When I see the orange I have to just go. The system is ass, yeah. The irons are just one reason the blackout occurred, but they weren't the direct trigger. The direct trigger was when the air conditioners in the dining hall in the office clicked on. Air conditioners? Yeah, I'm gonna have to contact my landlord and be like, "Hi landlord, is it okay if we turn on the air conditioner like a week early? We can like prorate you the cost for it. I really don't want to live in a 40-degree apartment." Especially since with southern exposure and it being 40 degrees, it's gonna feel more than 40 degrees. The timers for both air conditioners were set to 11:30 p.m. 11:30 p.m. Byakuya died around that time too. I see. When the timers activated the air conditioners, the breaker was tripped and caused a blackout. We do have an ad break starting in 1 minute. We do scheduled ad breaks on this channel so that way everyone's on the same schedule. I can pause and no one misses any content. So if you get ads, please stick through them to support the channel. You are not going to miss a single thing. If you don't get ads either because you're subbed or you're just in an area that isn't being served ads right now, we're going to have secret friend time instead. I see. I understand. Indubitably. Indubitably? They probably checked the old building's energy usage in advance, and then used the irons to nearly max it out. So, once they had set the air conditioner's timer, they just had to wait until they started up on their own. So, even if Peko was in the office, it would still have been possible to cause a blackout. Indubitably. Indubitably? Miss Sonia, not you too. Regarding the energy usage, they probably asked Monokuma about it. I was thinking, like, how would you know that? Because if there's a way to test that, I would love to know that so I don't, like, flip fuses accidentally. Dun dun dun! Is she right? Such a hateful bear. You deserve to die 1,000 deaths. Monomi, starting to like you more. 1,000, you say? If I died that many times, I might really stay dead, you know. We can only dream, Monokuma. Okay, shut up. You guys just stay quiet. I couldn't have prevented the blackout even if I was in the office. But even so, I feel regret. If I was in the office, I could have reset the breaker in time. And maybe the murder wouldn't have occurred. You couldn't have reset the breaker in time though, because it's very high. It's very tall. No, the breaker in the office was built into a high area of the wall that's impossible to reach. You know, practical to code building. Resetting the breaker in that darkness would have been impossible no matter what. It sounds like you don't need to blame yourself. Even so, the killer is so sly. I'm starting to worry that we may never actually catch them. I mean, that kind of sounds like you're the killer. Like, oh no, we'll never figure out who it is. I guess we better stop trying right now. It's all right. You don't have to worry. Because they're just a petty killer, right? They can't defeat symbols of hope like you guys. I mean, the killer is also an ultimate and technically a symbol of hope. That logic doesn't really fly, Nagito. Huh? There's no way everyone will lose now. This little incident will just be a stepping stone for you all. In the end, hope always wins. That's what I believe. Nagito, dial it down a little bit. This is actually quite irritating. Like, stop with your toxic positivity, okay? There is a good chance that we might all die. Nagito? What happened to you? What do you mean? Oh, you've been saying this whole time that there's no way a killer could be among us. Nagito, there is a 1 in 15 chance here. Technically 1 in 14, because Byakuya is dead. But we know from previous games that never stopped anyone. No, is that so? Well, let's just put that minor detail aside for now and talk about the incident. Oh, that's right. We did start with... Did we start with 16? I thought we started with 15. Okay, whatever. Doesn't really matter. For now, we found out how the blackout occurred, but the question is who caused it, right? Anybody could have hid and set the timers for the air conditioners. I mean, I like how you're taking that track immediately, Nagito, when, like, you had the most access. You're the one who cleaned this building. You spent the entire day here. So, like, the most reasonable accusation for this would be you. And setting up the irons in the storage room could have been done before Byakuya set foot in the old building. I mean, again, it very easily could have been you. And the fact that you didn't allow us into the storage room before the dinner, so we couldn't see that this was set up. What a shame. Any one of us is capable of that. I actually don't think it was you, Nagito. I think that it was someone else, but I still think that it's extremely suspicious that you stopped us from going in there. What are you implying? He's just saying, after all this time, we still haven't made any progress. Huh? Even though we've been arguing for so long? I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call this so long. You guys just wait for the future trials, okay? Unfortunately, it's the truth. Despite the fact that we've discussed this at length, there's not even one clue that leads to the killer. But that might be because there's no way any of us could be the killer. You're changing your story again? Hold on 1 second, everyone. Okay, sorry about that, I'm back. Anyway, I have an idea about what we should do at this point. You say that, but not everyone is going to be in the future trials. True, true. At least one person here dies, and then someone else has to die for the second one, but yeah. Has anyone thought about our situation like this? Instead of surviving by doubting others, isn't it better to get killed for believing in others? Nagito, that makes zero sense. If your thing is like, there's no point in doubting our classmates, no one is a killer, I'm gonna prove that by getting murdered by my classmate that is the killer? Like, if you believe that no one is the killer and you don't want to doubt people, then why are you saying it's better to get killed for believing in it? Like, you're contradicting yourself. It's like in high school there was a girl who did something very inappropriate at a slumber party, and when kind of the reckoning for that happened, then she was like, that never happened, and I was joking. And it's like, you can't pick both of those. You have to go with one excuse or the other. Either it never happened or you were joking. It cannot be both. This is the easiest trolley problem to date, though. 14 innocent lives or one murderer's life. Exactly, right? Doesn't that mean... Are you saying we should all just give up and die? Nagito, there's definitely something wrong with you. You guys only think there's something wrong with me because there's something wrong with you. Suspecting each other like this? There's no way that's healthy behavior. Let's stop this already. We don't have to find out who the killer is, said like the killer. I can't stand this anymore. I don't want to do this to my friends. Again, I understand the concept of trauma bonding, and this was something that I had a big problem with in the first game. Like, you have known these people for like 24 hours. They are not your friends yet. Okay? You have not trauma bonded enough yet. Like, no. I want to find out who the fucking killer is because I will not die for someone else to escape. Wolves and sheep, yeah. I don't want to do this either. Nobody cares what you want, Teru Teru. Me too. Please take me home already. I want to go home and eat candy. Stop it. If everyone acts like this, I'm gonna... This is just making me think back to... Admittedly, it was a mocking line, but in the movie The Craft, and there's one of the characters who's like, she's gonna cry, and then I'm gonna cry, and then we're all gonna cry. Everyone calm down. We're all friends, aren't we? There's no way one friend would murder another. I'm really surprised that Monokuma has not jumped in to be like, no, you're fucking wrong. One of you is a murderer. Like, yeah, whining isn't gonna get us anywhere. Let's just get this done. Yeah, like, Monokuma usually, when people start saying, like, I don't believe in the structure of this, he jumps in and quells that. Yeah, then why did Byakuya die? Who cares? Let's just give up already. I mean, admittedly, I have said that in like a zombie apocalypse kind of situation, or even something like the movie Battle Royale, I do think choosing to remove yourself from the situation is a valid choice. You don't have to play the game. You don't have to, you know, struggle in the zombie apocalypse. If you would prefer to just move on, if you catch my drift. That's valid. In this situation, though, because you're not just making the decision for yourself, you're making the decision for everyone else as well, I find it less valid. There are no clues that lead to the killer anyway. Not a single one. That's wrong. I think. You kind of ruined your dramatic moment there, Chiaki. Did you say something? Nagito, are we starting to see your true colors coming out a little bit? Because you definitely are coming across as a dick here. Maybe you are the blackened in this one because of, you know, the whole thing with the irons and not allowing us to go into that room. What I want to see is a story where someone dies in the apocalypse but somehow becomes a zombie and a ghost at the same time, so the ghost has to try to tell their own corpse what to do. You know, that actually sounds somewhat familiar? I'll have to look into something about that. I seem to remember something about, maybe it was a game where you're like a ghost piloting your own meat suit. I can't remember. Oof, just scooching and getting more comfy. Did you say something? Because we've already found a clue that might point to who the killer is. I've been waiting for Chiaki to kind of step up and take a more central role because I have seen so much like key art of her. And I'm like, is it just that people like the gamer girl, or is she like a good character? Because she's been a little bland so far. So I've been waiting for her to start shining. A clue, you say? You know who the killer is? The killer? I don't know. But we do have a clue about the suspicious person, I think. I see. Then care to tell me? What's this clue you're talking about? First of all, let's try to think about how the killer was able to obtain the knife during the blackout. Didn't we already cover that? They used glowing paint as a mark. No, Byakuya used glowing paint to hide a knife there as a backup. He was not taking any chances. No, not that. I mean, before that. Before. Is she asking how the killer got close to that table? Even if they had to obtain the knife by relying on the glow from the paint, in order to do that, they needed to get close to the table while it was still dark. Let's try examining the situation. Mahiru's diagram might be useful here. The diagram of where everyone was standing before the blackout, right? Here it is. Just as I thought, this diagram is a clue. Who the killer is and how they were able to move the table in the dark. That's clearly shown in this diagram. Yeah, I'm thinking it is Nagito, because he is the closest to the table, plus the cord. He could have followed the cord to find the table. First, we need to discuss how the killer was able to move to that table in the dark. The killer probably used something to help them move in the dark. Select a suspicious spot. Oh, there's the cord. Got it. The killer must have used the desk lamp to move to that table in the dark. The desk lamp? I hope you don't mean they turned on a light or something. What an idiotic thing to say, Nagito. There was a blackout. There's no way the killer could have used a desk lamp. Shit, I was drinking coffee. Of course, there's no way they used the desk lamp's light. The killer actually used the power cord. They didn't turn the desk lamp on, they used its power cord. Power cord? They could have felt their way to the table using the power cord, right? By doing that, the killer was able to move to the table, then use the glowing paint to find the knife. And there's only one person here who could have done that. Who? The only person here who could have possibly done it. Hey, Nagito. Nagito, it was you, wasn't it? Me? Judging from everyone's positions before the blackout, the only person near the power cord was you. Which means, the only one who could have felt their way to the table using the power cord was Nagito. But that's just a coincidence. But still, you had a chance, right? A chance to hide the knife under the table? Nagito's chance to hide the knife under the table was when he was cleaning. Nagito, weren't you cleaning the dining hall all morning? If so, you would have had a chance to hide the knife. That's... If you factor in the power cord and the time that you spent cleaning, you're the only one who could have done it. Seriously, that's all just a coincidence. If it was just one coincidence, it'd be fine. But when it's one right after another? I wonder, is something like that even possible? Could it be, did you give yourself cleaning duty on purpose so you could hide the knife under the table? Now that you mention it, Nagito did prepare the drawing to pick who cleans the dining hall. To be honest, I already prepared a drawing because I assumed something like this would happen. To go to the trouble of preparing this, just what did you think would happen? Whoever draws the chopstick with the red mark on it will be in charge of cleaning, okay? Does this sound fair? You rigged the drawing, didn't you? That's how you got picked to clean the dining hall, isn't it? I don't know if you're the killer or not, but regardless, it proves that you're suspicious, right? If that's the case, the strange speech you made earlier, that was part of your plan, too. You got us to lower our guard and tried to hide the fact that you did it, didn't you, motherfucker? Well, just admit it already. Nagito, tell me you object to this. Frankly, I don't want to believe it either. I feel like this is... Maybe it isn't Nagito, because this is too early. This is the part where Dr. House thinks it's lupus, right? Like, I don't believe that that's actually the murder weapon. Nothing has been done about the floorboard gap. You know, I do feel like it was the skewers poked up from underneath. I mean, maybe I'm overthinking it. I have been known to overthink and overcomplicate things. But I feel like maybe it isn't Nagito because we're pushing so hard and there's a lot of evidence that hasn't been discussed yet. Oh, do you mean it's never lupus? Exactly, that's what I'm saying, is that this is the part where Dr. House thinks it's lupus, and it's not lupus. So maybe it isn't Nagito after all. We're pushing very hard at what I think is like the halfway point of the trial. You know? It's like watching a murder mystery, and they're like, oh, it's this person, and you're like, it's only half an hour into this movie. The chance of it being this person is very low. Unless it loops back around, you know? We investigated together. You were so kind. I can't believe you're the one who killed Byakuya. Nagito, say something. Oh, I don't know. It looks like he's about to do his, like, heel turn. Like, oh, you fuckers, I can't believe that you managed to figure this out. The Ultimates are working together to combat the despair of their friend's death. How wonderful, how beautiful it is. Those eyes. At that moment, Nagito's eyes. The darkness in his eyes shone brightly, as if layers upon layers of darkness were folding into each other. No, this is an Ace Attorney crash out. Yeah. Up until he made that face right before this, I thought maybe, but I said maybe I'm overthinking and putting, like, late game sort of feelings on early game trials. Thank you, Saribot. As if hope and despair had been crudely mixed together. Let's cut to the chase. You're correct. It was my doing all along. I'm like, is it gonna be like, I planned this, but something got in the way and I didn't actually do it? I'm the one who hid the knife under the table before the party started. I'm the one who used the power cord to find my way to the table in the dark. It looks like he's gonna yank the lamp off the table. And of course, I'm the one who caused the blackout. After all, there's no way I'd knowingly whip out a knife in front of everyone, right? Is it just me, or does he seem a little nuts right now? But I never expected Byakuya to have night vision goggles. Because of that, we had ourselves a little scuffle under the table, and, well, you all saw how that played out. But with a twist ending like this, I think we can all agree that this ended up being a very interesting mystery. It's right, something doesn't add up, because my key thing is, if he killed Byakuya with the knife under the table, why wasn't he covered in blood seconds later? You know, like the power wasn't out for that long. When he came out from underneath the table, he should have been covered in blood. Admittedly, there was that bloody tablecloth in the in the storage room, but I don't see how he could have like cleaned up sufficiently even by like wiping himself with a tablecloth. I still think that the best chance for this is somebody under the floorboard poking up through. Yeah, Mikan's autopsy report also, I believe, admittedly, I'm not necessarily great with measurements. Like, I have a hard time sometimes, like, conceptualizing, like, how big something is when they're like, oh, yeah, stabbed with, like, an X centimeter blade or whatever. But it definitely sounded like the skewers rather than a knife. Let's actually take a look at Mikan's autopsy report. Like 5 millimeters is very, very small. I don't think that the knife blade would be like that's half a centimeter. I don't think a knife blade would be half a centimeter. Yeah. Also, slight tangent. I really wish that those of us who use the metric system would use what I can never remember if it's decimeter or decameter, but I feel like there's too large of a gap between centimeters and meters. And like the one that is a group of 10 centimeters is a much more practical measure for a lot of things. So I wish that that was in more common usage. It's like, I'm thinking like, Nagito, do you... That's smaller than the width of your baby fingernail? I mean, I feel like it's maybe the width of my baby fingernail. I don't know. I don't have a measuring tape to bust out, but, yeah, I feel like Nagito, maybe, like, are you working for the shadowy organization who is trying to have this fail, but are not necessarily the murderer? It's like, are you a plant, but not the one who did this? Byakuya performed admirably. Just stop it already. Seriously, what the hell happened to you? Don't tell me, this is your true nature? Were you lying to us this entire time? Me? Lie? That's outrageous. There's no way someone like me could ever lie to you guys. I understand better than anyone else that I'm ultimately worthless. I know that feeling. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I have a ruler on me. My baby fingernail is almost exactly 1 centimeter wide. Interesting. But yeah, like it has to be the skewer, right? Like that I've leaned towards the skewer the entire time. And being poked up from underneath the floorboards. But my current working theory is that Nagito is not the murderer, but is on the mastermind's side. I'm too arrogant to have dreams or cling to hope. I'm too disdainful to actually try at anything. A knife, yeah, the knife definitely would leave far larger wounds. I've made peace with the fact that I'm a lowly, stupid, insignificant human who can't do anything right. Nagito, therapy, please, okay? Holy crap, he's totally the type of guy who spent his childhood killing neighborhood pets. I mean, that's a bit of a jump, but still. He seems like the sort of person whose eyes light up while watching Friday the 13th. Just like me. Sonia, I don't know what this statement you're trying to accomplish with it. A, people who like horror movies aren't necessarily bad people. B, it's like you're trying to make a statement that he's twisted, but then tying it to yourself as well. Are you saying that you're twisted? It's a very, very weird statement. That's quite the hobby you have there, but, like, now's not really the time to bring it up. There is nothing wrong with enjoying horror, okay? This guy, is he the real Nagito?
No, お前だよ。全てお前さんの仕業ということは、あの脅迫文もそうなのか?
Hey, Nagito, if you were behind all of this, then did you also send that threatening letter?
もちろんだよ。
Yep, I sure did.
あんな見るに耐えない汚い詩を書くのなんて、僕以外にはいないでしょ。
There's no one else on this island whose handwriting is that painful to look at, right? I mean, admittedly, we haven't seen handwriting samples. Admittedly, I don't know if it was a thing in other places, but I don't know if you guys, when you were younger, there was people who would like doodle in their notebooks or whatever what was called like the cool S, where it was just like a series of lines that connected that made it kind of look like an S. This handwriting is so angular it makes me think of that. The cool S is universal, right? I feel like it is. No one knows where it came from. No one knows how it spreads. Everyone just somehow knows the cool S. Yeah, Nagito is crashing out. Welcome back, 42nd. Right? The cool S. I don't know how it spreads. It really boggles my mind the fact that that wasn't just like a local thing. That everyone seems to know this. Because that was like pre-internet. Like, how did it become a thing? How did it spread? Was it in a movie or something? But why would you send a threatening letter in the first place? I think somewhere deep in my heart, I was probably hoping to find someone who would stop my evil deeds. Nagito, that's pretty dramatic. You're being a little dramatic right now. Well, I bet if that really was my reason, at least some of you would feel sorry for me. Are you making fun of us? By threatening Byakuya, Nagito was likely able to manipulate his actions. Then, how about that old-looking building near the hotel? Well, if it's just cleaning, leave it to me. I'm actually pretty good at it. In doing so, Nagito was able to manipulate everyone into the scene where the murder would occur. Am I wrong? That reminds me. Nagito was the one who suggested that I guard the office. Well, not only is the storage room packed with lots of stuff, it's hard to see in there and full of cobwebs. And I was so busy cleaning the dining hall, I didn't even have time to clean the storage room. If you stayed there for a long time, I think it would be bad for your health. In that case, why don't you guard the case in the office? Oh, I get it. If Pekka was guarding the storage room, Nagito wouldn't have been able to use the irons.
脅迫状の件もあれらの提案も全ては私たちを誘導するための罠だったということか
The threatening letter, along with your suggestions, it was all a trap to manipulate us.
全て正解だよ。ただ一点だけを除いてね。
Yep, that's true too. But you're wrong about one thing.
何を除くんですか
Uh-huh. What?
ほら、掃除当番を決めたくじ引きだよ。僕はあそこには何も仕掛けてないんだ。
I didn't need to rig the drawing for cleaning duty, you know.
だったらどうしてあんなに都合よく掃除当番を引き当てられたのよ
If that's true, then how did you conveniently get picked for cleaning duty?
そうか、それは覚えてないよね。たかが僕ごときの才能なんてさ。
I see. Well, there's no way I'd expect you to remember it. A worthless talent for a worthless human. Nagito's talent? Believe his talent... He's supposed to be the ultimate lucky student.
そうか。超高校級の幸運。
You're the ultimate lucky student.
まさかお前は。
Then, did you...
そう、僕は自分の運を信じただけなんだ。僕ならきっと掃除当番になれるはずだってね。
That's right. I just trusted my luck. I trusted I'd be picked for cleaning duty.
ただの運任せってこと？
You just relied on your luck? If Hiko is the ultimate babyface, yeah.
ただの運じゃないよ。確かにゴミみたいな才能だけど、僕は超高校級の幸運なんだよ。
It's not just luck. It's true my talent sucks, but I'm still the ultimate lucky student, you know? I mean, Nagito, if you think that luck sucks as a talent, I challenge you to watch the domino scenes from Deadpool 2. Luck can be an absolutely fucking awesome talent. I think I was reading recently that the way that Domino's power works, though, is that she sucks up the luck from other people around her. I might be confusing that with a different character. But there was someone who basically was almost actually like an anti-hero, or I don't know. She was very neutral because all of the good things that happened to her meant that bad things were happening to the people around her. I'm left with the red mark? For someone called the ultimate lucky student, you don't seem to be very lucky right now.
あの時、ケンタ君はついてないって言ったけど、むしろ逆だったんだよ。
At the time, Hajime said I wasn't lucky, but it was actually the opposite.
僕はついてたんだ。だからこそ、望み通りに掃除当番になれたんだよ。
I was lucky. That's why I got picked for cleaning duty, just like I wanted.
もういい。そんなことは、もうどうでもいい。
Enough. That... I don't care about that anymore. Sometimes it's luck, sometimes it's probability, yeah.
それより答えろ。どうしてお前は戸上を殺したんだ。
More importantly, why did you kill Byakuya? Answer me.
戸上君はとても優秀で立派なリーダーだったね。そんな彼が殺されるなんて絶望的だよね。
Byakuya was a very capable leader. For someone like him to get killed, oh, the despair it brings. Like, I really, really hope that this isn't Nagito, because I think that it would be a very interesting mechanic for in this game, where, like, the previous one, everyone's like, I didn't do it, I didn't do it. But in this one, having Nagito be like, oh no, I did it. I totally did it. I was the killer. Through, like, every fucking class trial would be so interesting to have him trying to, like, throw a spoke in the wheel, presenting false information, trying to manipulate people into thinking that he did it. Because you couldn't just discount it. You always would have to give it appropriate weight, because the second that you start going like, oh, it's never Nagito, he's just gonna claim that it's him to fuck with us, that's when he actually does, you know, like, I think that that would be an interesting way to do this game.
だからこそ希望の象徴と呼ばれる君らがより輝くための踏み台にふさわしい。
It's only fitting that you symbols of hope should use his death as a stepping stone to shine even brighter.
全てはそのためだったんだよ。
That was my only motivation.
わ けのわからんことを言うな。
You're not making any sense.
もういい。さっさと投票を始めろや。その変態をぶっ殺してやる。
It's fine. Let's start the damn vote already. I'm ready to fucking kill this psycho. Sometimes it's luck. Maybe it's luck. Maybe it's Maybelline. Please, Monokuma. Please wait. Thank you, Mikan. Speak up about the stab wound diameters.
ああ、なんだよ。
The fuck?
なんて言いますか、
How should I put this?
本当に前田さんが犯人なんですかね。
Is Nagito really the killer?
何を言ってるのかな。彼はもう自白までしちゃってるんだよ。
What are you saying? He's already confessed, hasn't he? Yeah, Nagito being the culprit is way too easy, right? Even for the first trial, because you can assume that people who are playing this game have probably played the first one. So, although I expect the first trial to be the easiest, I don't expect it to be like that easy. Also, welcome in. My name is Celestia Ludenberg. How are you doing today?
それは分かってるんですけど、少し気になることがあって。
I already know that, but there's just something a little strange.
少しなら黙ってろ。その肝面見てるとストレス溜まってゲロ吐きそうになるんだよ。
If it's only a little, then keep your mouth shut. Your ugly face is stressing me out. It makes me want to puke. Hiyoko, if you cannot say anything nice, do not say anything at all. Even though in the first game it was too obvious. I hate her, Hiyoko, I mean. Yeah, Hiyoko, I really hope that she has something interesting happen and isn't just mean all the time. Sorry.
とりあえず聞くだけでも聞いてみませんか。
For now, might I suggest that we listen to what she has to say?
でも犯人なんてもう決まってるのに。
But we know who the killer is. How many times have we heard that before? I hope she either gets killed or becomes a killer. I mean, I could see her too much as a killer. I don't know. I don't know what I want from her. Just something a little bit less like 2D, you know?
聞くだけなら構わんだろう。
Simply listen is acceptable. I know, because they are 2D, right?
さあ、血塗られたショーの開幕だ。
I know it's weird to say, like, wanting something more, like, not 2D out of characters that are very, very 2D, but you know what I mean. It's just her personality is very flat, and I just want something more out of her, and not just her abusing Mikan for no reason. However, I won't allow it to end with mere play. Now then, let us lift the curtain for a bloody spectacle. Okay, from this point on, the lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Yay! My favorite mechanic. Your truth bullets will disappear if they touch these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. Please time your truth bullets just right so they won't get interrupted by the white noise. By the way, if the difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. In that case, it means all this explanation didn't mean anything at all. It had no meaning whatsoever. No, please don't worry, I'm not going to fall into despair. Yeah, true. She could be directing that towards Teruteru, and I would be cheering her on. I think that Teruteru needs to die immediately. He is the worst. The worst. Like, he is terrible. Even though it's meaningless, allow me to say one more thing. In this debate, you won't be able to shoot down the white noise. That'll be explained later. Okay, thank you for letting me know not to get ahead of myself with mechanics that haven't been introduced yet. If you press the start button during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay, Ibuki's account, Chiaki's account, Kazuichi's account, Nekomaru's account, okay, it's gonna be Mikan's autopsy report. I think it's strange that the killer is so obviously Nagito. No, it isn't. Listen to her. He's already confessed. I thought better of you, Peko. You know, That bastard Nagito is the one who did it. Nope. He killed Byakuya and hid with the knife he hid. But never mind. Thanks for wasting our time, skanky bitch. And let's prepare to cast our votes. Nope. Listen to Mikan. Why does Mikan think it's strange? Because she must know something that contradicts the crime scene. There we go. That knife might not be the murder weapon. That's what you wanted to say, right, Mikan? Ibuki is so precious, I'll be mad if she dies. I'm on the fence about Ibuki. She has a lot of early 2000s, like, random, zany, you know, the Spork of Doom kind of feeling. So she has her moments, but other moments I'm just like, oh my god. Welcome back, 42nd. You are also back very shortly before the next ad break, which was where we'll be doing words on stream, because I have to go do my hair. So you did come back at the perfect time. That knife might not be the murder weapon. Is that what you wanted to say, right, Mikan? The hell are you talking about? It's obvious the knife was the murder weapon. Also, a reminder for everyone that the commands to continue and restart for words on stream for some reason do not work. So use !CONT, like the beginning of continue, or !RS for restart, in order to force me to put that into chat, which will trigger it and it will work. Those commands work for VIPs and for mods. But based on the entry wounds on Byakuya's body, the actual weapon should be roughly 5 millimeters in diameter. 5 millimeters in diameter? That's like way skinnier than a knife. Jesus Christ, Fuyuhiko. Okay, you've lost points. Hey, that better be true, otherwise I will do bad things to you. Eek, not bad things. Hey, why are you threatening her? Is that what you were trying to say, Mikan? What's 5 millimeters in inches? I don't speak metric. I don't know. I think it's like maybe a quarter of a freedom unit. It might be like a quarter of an inch. Maybe. I don't know. It's pretty skinny. As long as we can't prove that, the knife is the murder weapon, we can't assume that I'm the killer. A trauma dumping the game, pretty much. What are you saying? No one else can be the killer. It has to be you. Hey, don't blame me. Mikan's the one who said it. I'm sorry. Hey, Nagito, are you still hiding something? Hiding? Like, during the blackout, did something happen between you and Byakuya that we don't know about? Who knows? After all this, what else do you intend to hide? Jeez, the moment your back's against the wall, you get all silent. You piss me off. Everyone pisses you off, Hyoko. Teruteru could have done it because he was freaking out about the missing skewer when Byakuya asked him. Like, Teruteru was the only person. So, everyone was in the dining hall, except for Peko, who was in the bathroom, Fuyuhiko, who was not there at all, and Teruteru, who was in the kitchen. So, like, to me, the real suspects here are Fuyuhiko and Teruteru. Because if my theory is correct and he was stabbed with a skewer from underneath the floorboards, then it has to be somebody who wasn't in that room. There was no way for them to get under the floorboards while everybody was there. So it has to be Fuyuhiko or Teruteru. Technically, was Chiaki out front at that point? I can't remember if Chiaki was sitting guard outside. She might have been sitting outside. So I don't think it was Chiaki though.
あの停電の中で何があったのか。
True. Fuyuhiko does have an alibi because Chiaki saw him, but Chiaki just saw him outside. There's no way underneath from outside, but there's no way underneath from inside either. So there's got to be a way underneath from somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe something is revealed at some point. What happened during the blackout?
こうやって寄り目になるとみんなが二重になって見えるよ。
Oh, if you cross your eyes like this, it gives you double vision. Not helpful, Ibuki. Don't get distracted. Our lives are at stake, you know. Kazuichi, if you keep making sense, I'm gonna have to start thinking better of you. Huh? Whose life is at stake? Akane, pay attention. Seriously, how long is it gonna take you to understand the damn rules?
暗闇の中を見ることは誰にもできない。いくら考えても真相は闇の中。
Nobody can see in the dark. No matter how hard you think about it, the truth is beyond your sight.
僕なんかにしてはなかなかうまい例えを使えたんじゃないかな。
Don't you think that's a pretty clever metaphor, despite the fact it came from me?
いや、違うぞ。
No, that's not it.
違う？何が違うの？
Exactly. The fact that he was face down on the floor, he was crawling under the table. That's why I assumed that he had put the knife under the table and he had gone for it. The fact that he was crawling under the table and, speaking of distracted, how dare you go spotty? You know, and there wasn't really, like, not again to continue with fat jokes and fat shaming, but there wasn't really a lot of clearance for a scuffle under the table. So, to me, it makes the most sense that he was skewered from below. No? What's not it? The truth is beyond our sight. No, that can't be it. There should be some way to find out what happened in the dark. I mean, night vision goggles, but that's not helpful. It's not like it recorded it. I mean, is it night vision goggles? Gas stove is powered by electricity. No. Fire door, kitchen equipment list. That one for once wasn't aimed at you, as Nikita saying the metaphor. Okay. I like how I just go to that assumption. Oh, right, Ibuki. She had really good hearing. During the blackout, Ibuki was able to discern all the noise people are making. It's a blackout. Hey, I can't see anything. It's pitch black. My future is pitch black. Everyone calm down. We gotta stay calm in a situation like this. Don't step on my feet. You know, Teruteru did come in at some point. Let's try this, because that does make the most sense to me. There we go. Even if we couldn't see what happened in the dark, I'm pretty sure someone could have heard it. Isn't that right, Ibuki? For reals? Don't act so surprised. You're the one who told me, remember? How everyone was shouting during the blackout? Everyone calm down. We gotta stay calm in a situation like this.
足踏まないでよ。
Don't step on my feet.
おい、お前何をしている？
What the hell? What's going on here?
やめろ。
This is... Ow.
電気つけろって飯が食いづれじゃねえか。
Turn the damn lights on. I can't eat like this, you know? I wouldn't think that would stop you, Akane.
みんなどこにいるの？停電って厨房だけじゃないの？
You guys? Where are you? Wasn't the blackout just in the kitchen?
これってブレーカーが落ちたんじゃないですか？
Perhaps the breaker overloaded?
ちょっと待ってろ。俺が壁伝いに何とかしてくっから。
Hold on a sec. I'll go along the wall and do something about it.
さすが超高校級の軽音部さんだよね。そこまで聞き分けられてたなんてすごいよ。
Such perceptive hearing. Impressive. I'd expect no less from the ultimate musician.
顔や頭やスタイルや性格育ちはともかく耳だけはいいんだね。
It's a good thing your ears are awesome because your face, style, figure, and personality totally suck. Okay, you know what, Hiyoko? It's rich you talking about somebody's personality sucking. Admittedly, I do love your kimono, even though it's orange, which is one of my least favorite colors. But still. Shush.
正論のナイフでめった刺しっすね。
Yeah, you've cut me deep with your knife of truth.
だがそこでの戸上と駒枝の言葉を聞く限りでは。
However, after hearing what Byakuya and Nagito said in the dark...
おい、お前何をしている？
What the hell? What's going on here? This is... Ow.
まるで駒枝が戸上の反撃に遭っているようにも聞こえるが。
It almost sounds like Byakuya fought back against Nagito or something.
まあ、実際そうだからね。
Well, that's actually what happened. Huh?
三代田さんの才能に敬意を表して、ちょっとだけ白状しちゃおうかな。
As a sign of respect for Ibuki's talent, I have a small confession to make.
実は僕は戸上くんに突き飛ばされちゃったんだよ。
I was
あの
actually
テーブルの下でね。
I was actually shoved out from under the table by Byakuya.
戸上くんに突き飛ばされた。
He shoved you out?
停電と同時に僕はすぐに隠したナイフを取ろうとテーブルの下に潜り込んだんだけど。
Just as the blackout occurred, I hurried to duck under the table and grab the knife. Mikan doesn't get the best way to deal with Hiyoko is to ignore her insults. Yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of hard sometimes when somebody's insulting you, and especially, like, you know, Hiyoko seems like the sort of person, like, there's a John Mulaney routine about, like, getting insulted about, or by, like, 11-year-olds and how targeted their insults are. It's like, that's the thing I'm sensitive about. Like, it feels like Hiyoko probably would be that sort of person where you're like, oof, how did you cut to the matter of the thing that I don't want to be teased about? So, a little, sometimes hard to just let it go, but it still is the appropriate thing to do. Just as the blackout occurred, I hurried to duck under the table and grab the
そこ
knife.
で暗視スコープをつけた戸上くんに見つかってテーブルの外に突き飛ばされちゃったんだ。
But Byakuya, wearing his night vision goggles, caught me and shoved me right out from under the table.
そう、僕はナイフを手にすることすらできなかった。最低なヘタレだったんだよ。
That's right. I was so incompetent that I couldn't even grab the knife. Nagito, I'm starting to think that instead of being the ultimate lucky student, you're the ultimate party pooper. So, Byakuya stopped him when he was trying to get to the knife. And he got shoved out from under the table before he could even grab it? Well, it sounds plausible. I mean, just from listening to what they both said at the time.
おい、お前何をしている？
What the hell? What's going on here? This is... Ow. I could interpret it like that. No, actually... Now that I think about it, that sounds like exactly what happened.
テーブルの外に突き飛ばされてからはみんなと一緒でただ混乱するばかりだったよ。
After getting shoved out from under the table, I was just as confused as you guys.
目印の夜光塗料も見失って電源コードもどこにあるのかわからないし。
I lost sight of the glowing paint and I didn't even know where the power cord was.
そうこうしてるうちに明かりがついたらテーブルの下から戸上くんの死体が発見されて。
Before I realized it, the lights had come back on and Byakuya's body was lying under the table. I mean, you were saying that you had done it, that you were the murderer, but here you're providing, testimony that you didn't do it. Hold on. Are you saying you're not the killer? From the very beginning, the idea to throw a party? Hiding the knife, setting up the blackout, it was all going according to plan. But unfortunately, my plan failed, and all thanks to Byakuya's night vision goggles. What happened after that? Even I don't know. Yeah, if that child throws an insult my way, I'm throwing one back. Equivalent exchange, yeah. I mean, you could also just punt her. She seems, eminently puntable. You failed? Then you're not the one who killed Byakuya? And then we're right back to square one? How can that be? We've spent all this time talking back and forth. Meaninglessness. What other word is brimming with so much despair? But you can't give up. You need to have hope. Do your best and move forward. Rising to the challenge again and again is why you guys are the symbols of hope. Is Nagito really not the killer? I mean, we've been telling you that for like an hour. Is this guy really the Nagito I knew before? No, there's no way I can say that. I just thought I knew him. This whole time I didn't know anything about this guy. I didn't know his true character. It's as simple as that. But now's not the time for me to dwell on that. We need to find Byakuya's killer, by any means possible. Because if we don't, we'll die here. Class trial suspended. Now then, the class trial has reached its climax, but... Okay, here's a question for you. What's this? To those of you who figured it out, how about you try out the Guess the Killer challenge? Whoever fails to guess the right killer will have their save data melt away like butter. But if you guess right, I'll reward you with $10 billion. 10 billion? Of course, for those who don't know who the killer is, you can just continue on. Now then, what are you gonna do? Oh my god. I'm assuming that this doesn't actually wipe out your save data. Because I suspect Teru, but I still have no idea how anyone got beneath the floorboard, so I'm not really willing. What would you even do with that much money? Lots of things. Everything. I do love the what would you do with like $70 million kind of thought exercise. Oh, you mean on the island? True. Yeah, true. It means nothing on the island. But in real life, I would buy a house. I would give money to friends and family. I would donate to charity. I would buy probably like a condo near my husband's family or something like that, so we'd have a place to stay when we go to visit them. I would take all the classes, learn all the things. I would just chill. It would be nice. What to do with lottery winnings fantasies, right? Yeah. I don't know. Like, I'm assuming this isn't really going to wipe my save data, because I do not want to have to come back through this. I'm gonna quickly Google this before we do it, because I want to gamba, but I don't want to have to fast forward off stream. So give me a second just to double check. I don't know, it's like I found somebody asking, but there's a lot of people that answering with spoiler tags on it. I don't know if it really will or not. I don't know. I don't want to redo it. I guess we're gonna try gambaing. If we lose our save file, then I'll have to just redo it off stream. Oh, shit. Okay, just kidding. You can't make a choice. There's no way you'd be able to guess who the killer is. By pressing B, it skipped some text. But, okay. And of course, there's no $10 billion either. Yeah, the trolling is immaculate. I had such concern there. Villain, you are truly a villain. That's it, I'm reaching in and strangling the bear. Would you like to save your current process or progress? Yes. So one of the games that we played yesterday. Just waiting. I'm Monomi, and my heart is throbbing like crazy right now. So when the group's leader, Byakuya, got killed, and his killer is among this group of students? Nope, I'm not gonna believe it. I'll never believe it. Because I believe in everyone. So do your best, and don't forget to save regularly.
さて、どうしようか。
Well, now what?
凶器がナイフじゃないと分かった以上、僕が犯人と言える決め手はなくなっちゃったね。
If the knife isn't the murder weapon, then there's no definitive proof that I'm the killer.
あんたは黙ってなさいよ。決めるのは私たちなんだから。
Shut up. We'll be the judge of that.
だいたい突き飛ばされたとか言ってるけど、それだって確かじゃないよね。
You say you were shoved away, but you can't actually prove it, right?
そうだ。他の凶器が使われたからといって、この間の容疑が晴れるわけではない。
That's right. Even if a different weapon was used, it does not mean Nagito has been cleared of suspicion.
でも、小前田さんが犯人と考えられない理由は他にもあるんですけど。
But there's another reason why I don't think Nagito is the killer.
まだあるの？
There's still more?
今までの話だと、戸上さんはテーブルの下で犯人に殺されたことになってましたよね。
Based on what we've discussed, Byakuya was killed under the table, right?
それがどうかしたのですか？
Is there something wrong with that?
その割には小前田さん綺麗だなって思って。
Well, even if that's true, I feel Nagito looks, clean? Who would have thought that Mikan would be the one making all the good points in this?
外見を褒められたのは生まれて初めてだな。母親にすら褒められたことがなかったからさ。
Nobody's ever complimented me on my appearance before. Not even my own mother. This is, I think, a little bit of like a translation thing. Because the word for like pretty, kire, also means clean. Like, I find it very interesting that, like, in the Japanese language, the word for something being clean and something being beautiful. Actually, I think in kire or utsukushi. I can't remember. But anyways, there is a word that means both, like, clean and beautiful. Or pretty. So, I think that this might be like a little bit of a joke off of that she said that he was clean and he is inferring that she said that he was handsome. Kire? Okay, thank you. I'm like, it's been a hot minute since I looked at the definition of that word.
そういう外見的な話じゃないですって。
I'm not talking about your looks. Why does Mikan think that Nagito looks clean? Because there's no blood on Nagito.
そうか。狛枝にはどうして返り血がついてないのか。そういうことを言ってるのか？
Are you trying to say something like, why didn't Nagito have any bloodstains on him?
はい、そうなんです。
Yes, that's it.
だってあのテーブルの下ってかなりの量の血がまき散ってましたよね。
Because under the table there was a lot of blood spattered everywhere, right?
テーブルクロスの内側だってあちこちに血痕がついてたし。
There were even bloodstains on the inside of the tablecloth.
あそこで戸上を刺し殺していたら、それ相応の返り血を浴びてなければおかしい。
If he stabbed Byakuya to death, it is strange that he did not get splattered with an appropriate amount of blood.
あれ？僕は返り血なんて浴びてないよ。
I didn't get any blood on me? That is weird.
何か使ってその血を防いだだけだろう。
You just used something to block the blood, didn't you? And here we are with the, I believe, red herring of the bloody tablecloth.
何かってなんだろうね。返り血を防ぐのに使われたらしきものなんて。
Something that might have been used to block the blood splatter. What do you think it could have been?
いや、あるにはあったか。そうだよね、ひなたくん。
I guess we did see something I could have used. Isn't that right, Hajime? Yeah, there is only one thing he could have used to block the blood spatter. It's the tablecloth.
これで証明できる。倉庫にあった血痕のついたテーブルクロス。あれのことを言ってるんだな。
You're talking about the blood-stained tablecloth we found in the storage room, right?
血痕がついてんなら決まりだろう。狛枝はそのテーブルクロスで返り血を防いだんだ。
If there are bloodstains on it, that settles it. Nagito used the tablecloth to block the blood spatter. But, like, how? Did he put it over himself like a bedsheet ghost and then still manage to see Byakuya enough to stab, like, hold the knife through this and stab, like, this is still pretty fucking impractical.
だが、それは倉庫から見つかったものだろう。事件後にその場所に隠したということか。
But that was found in the storage room, right? Are you suggesting he hid it there after the murder?
明るくなった後にか。誰かに見られたらどうするつもりだったんじゃ。
You mean after the lights came back on? What would he have done if we'd seen him?
そうなんだ。あのテーブルクロスはそれなりの大きさがあったから隠して運ぶにしたって。
That's true, that tablecloth was pretty big. So even if you tried to hide it and take it with you...
それに停電中にナイフを取るのさえ大変なのに、テーブルの下でテーブルクロスをかぶって人を刺すのは。
Wearing a tablecloth, going under the table, getting a knife in a blackout, and stabbing someone.
僕レベルの人間にはもちろん、さすがの君たちにも無理なんじゃないかな。
That's not just impossible for someone like me. Wouldn't it also be impossible for you guys too?
だったらどういうこと？
Then what does it mean?
ひょっとして犯人が戸上くんを刺したのはテーブルの下じゃなかったのかも。
Maybe the killer didn't necessarily stab Byakuya under the table. Huh?
いや、殺害場所がテーブルの下だというのは間違いなかったはずだ。
No, there's no mistake that the murder occurred under that table.
テーブルクロスの内側に血が飛び散ってたし、あそこで戸上さんが殺されたのは間違いないですよね。
Even the inside of the tablecloth was bloody, so there's no denying that Byakuya was killed there.
でも戸上くんが刺された場所と犯人が刺した場所が同じだとは限らないよね。
But that doesn't mean where Byakuya got stabbed and where the killer did the stabbing are the same, right?
ズバリ意味不明っす。
I don't understand at all. The place where Byakuya got stabbed and where the killer did the stabbing are different?
あれ、ひなたくん、何か思いつきそうな顔してるね。
Hmm? Hajime, you look like you're onto something.
本当に？ なぞなぞみたいな言葉で
Really? But it sounds like a riddle.
思いつきそうな気がするんだけど、でもまだ漠然としか。
I feel like I'm onto something, but it's still not clear what that is.
テーブルの下だけどテーブルの下じゃない場所だよ。可能性があるとしたらそれしかないもん。
Under the table, but not under the table. If it's somehow possible, it's the only way that makes sense.
そこから先は余計な先入観を捨ててその答えを選べばいいだけだと思うよ。
Moving forward, we should put aside all unnecessary preconceptions and just choose the answer, I think. Okay, in scenes where you have to figure out important words, the improved Hangman's Gambit will occur. The goal is to line up the right letters in order so it reveals a keyword related to the incident in question. Improved Hangman's Gambit is a little like a puzzle game. Various letters will be flying across the screen in all directions. There are 2 rules that you must remember. If 2 different letters clash, you'll take damage. What? If 2 of the same letters clash, they will fuse. You must make 2 of the same letters clash while trying not to let 2 different letters clash. That is what's most important. In order to do that, you've been given a technique to catch and release. When you move the reticle with the left stick and press the A button while it's on top of a letter, you can snatch the letter like a vacuum. That's what it means to catch the letter. However, you can only catch 1 letter at a time, so please be careful. When you press the A button while you have a letter caught, you can shoot it where your cursor is aiming. That's how you release the letter. With catch and release, you can change the position of the letters and hit the letters into each other. Make sure you hit the same letter so you can fuse them. The fused letters will freeze and get bigger. By pressing the A button, you can blow it up and erase it from the field. This is called firing the letters. Catch and release with the A button, and then after you fuse them, fire them with the A button. It's a whole lot of A button. It really is. Again, I wish they would just show us a small demo. I think I understand what I need to do for this one. However, if you just erase letters, you won't be able to clear the game. Ultimately, the main goal of Improved Hangman's Gambit is completing the keyword. Display the question with the B button and figure out what keyword will answer that question. So firing the letters, I thought that was selecting it. I thought that was like after you fuse them, you press A to choose it, but that just clears it. It just gets it out of the game. Display the question with the B button and figure out what keyword will answer that question. About lining up the keyword. Instead of pressing the A button, okay, press the Y button to choose it. If that happens at the same time the letter blows up, it'll be sent to the keyword. What? If a sent letter is correct, it'll fit the keyword list. If not, the influence gauge will take damage. You must rewrite the keyword in order. Okay. That was something that I struggled with the previous game. I could never remember if I had to select letters in order or not. Based on the flying letters, please think about the completed word. Right? This is a little much. We're probably going to die at least the first time. Also, if you leave a fused letter alone for a while, it'll just blow up on its own. In that case, it'll still damage you, so please be very careful. It took so long to explain it, but do you understand it? Not really, but let's get into it. The place Byakuya got stabbed and the place where the killer did the stabbing aren't the same. Using those words as a clue, I should put aside my preconceptions and try to think about it. Something is coming to me. I really don't know what word this is going to be, because I'm like, is it going to be like under or underneath or something? Like, it's a little bit more. I have a feeling I can see something. Under the table, maybe? Okay, we need ends. We need D's. E's. R's. Oh, shit. Oh, no, I needed that. Come on, give me another T. Please give me another tea. They have to go in order. I literally cannot do anything until you give me another tea. Oh, I can just move them. Oh, I don't have to. Okay. No, the fucking tea again. Okay, another tea. Okay, give me another H. Why didn't that... Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button, god damn it. Oh, fuck. Okay, there's the teas. There. Okay, I need ease. But we can still do some of this. Oh, wrong button. God damn it. Switching from shooting to using. Shit. Need more O's. There. Took a minute, but I got it.
よし、わかったぞ。そうだ。犯人は床下から戸上を刺したんじゃないか？
Wasn't Chiaki just saying it wasn't under the table? Yeah, I knew it had to be like something, but yeah, under the floor, not under the table. I got it. The killer must have stabbed Yakuya from under the floorboards.
床下から？
Under the floorboards?
休館の床ってかなり隙間だらけだったし、テーブルの下には絨毯が敷かれてなかったんだ。
The floorboards in the old building are full of gaps, and there's no carpet laid out under the table.
あの隙間から凶器を通せば、戸上を刺し殺すことだってできたはずだ。
If they stuck the weapon through one of the gaps, they could have stabbed Yakuya to death.
だとすると犯人は休館の床下に入ったってことだよね。どこからどうやって？
If so, that means the killer was able to get under the floorboards. But from where? And how? That's the biggest question I have. I've had feelings about a lot of this stuff since very early on in the trial, but I have no idea how they got under the floorboards.
それは俺にもわからない。ただ、それを知っているやつなら心当たりはあるんだ。
I don't know that yet, but I have a feeling there's someone here who does know. That's right. If I remember correctly, one person here should know how to get under the floorboards. Technically, I think that Gundam might have an idea because he got his earring. Let's try Gundam.
お前しかいない。なあ田中、お前は大広間でイヤリングを落としてたよな。
Hey Gundam, you dropped your earring in the dining hall, right?
魔剣のイヤリングのことか。
Are you referring to the Hellhound earring?
そのイヤリングって。
About that earring.
魔剣のイヤリングのことだな。
I said Are you referring to the Hellhound earring?
その魔剣のイヤリングって床下に落ちたんだよな。
About that Hellhound earring. You dropped it beneath the floorboards, right? Oh, there it is. I found it. Truly, that is the Hellhound earring. Ha 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 ha. It seems God exists for my benefit. I see. Good for you. I feel like a lot of people think that God exists for their benefit. I find it amusing every time a sports person thanks God for letting their team win, because it always feels like, ah yes, the other team apparently is all heathens. That's the only explanation there. However, how do I recover it? I cannot fit my arm through this opening. Were I to use a tool, it would probably not reach either. Just a bit... Just a bit longer and I would have reduced everything, including that old building, to ashes. However, it is just as the old legend said. The Hellhound earring has returned to its owner, to me.
そのイヤリングって今お前の耳についてるやつでいいんだよな。
Is it safe to say that that earring is the one hanging from your right ear?
え？じゃあもしかして。
Huh? Could it be?
捜査中はイヤリングをしてなかった田中が。
Gundam wasn't wearing an earring during the investigation.
裁判前にはイヤリングをしてたってことは。
And if he had it on by the time that the class trial began...
田中は捜査中に床下からそのイヤリングを取り戻したってことだ。
Then that means that Gundam was able to retrieve his earring from beneath the floorboards during the investigation.
では田中は床下に入る方法を知っているのだな。
So Gundam knows how to get under the floorboards.
貴様らのガラス玉ごときマナコでは見抜けないのも無理はない。
It's understandable. After all, you fools only view the world through eyes of glass.
だが俺様は違うぞ。破壊神暗黒四天王の力をもってすれば造作もないことよ。
But I am different. With the power of my 4 dark divas of destruction, it is of no concern.
これぞエビルス・フォース・アイズだ。
Truly, this is the evil fourth eye. That hamster in his hand is so cute. That, oh, I hate you so much, Gundam, but that is so fucking cute.
このまがまがしき4つ目の前では全ての視覚的混沌が無に帰すのだ。
Before the might of the evil fourth eye, all visual chaos is rendered asunder. What should I do? I'm embarrassed just listening to him. Then don't listen to him. Man up and speak more clearly. You have your eyes on that rotund specimen on his shoulder. It's the it's the up arms that I'm enjoying for the other one. I don't know if it's trying to be threatening or what, but or if it's just going yay, but the up arms were so cute. Fine, I shall tell you all. The answer was in the storage room. One of my 4 dark devas of destruction, Mirage Golden Hawk Jumpy, has seen beyond the chaos. A secret passage of doom leading to the underground lurks beneath a large assortment of random boxes. After securing a lighter from the supermarket, I threw caution to the wind and ventured below the floorboards. And as a result of that lonesome battle, I was able to recover the Hellhound earring with my own 2 hands. Tremble with fear, fools. Behold my power.
力がどうとか大げさだな。たかがブリーダーでしょ。
There he goes blabbing about power and crap. You're ridiculous. You're just a breeder, you know?
ともかく床下には倉庫から入れたということか。
Anyway, とにかく anyway, it sounds like you can go under the floorboards from the storage room.
じゃあ犯人もそこから床下に入ったんだね。
Then that has to be how the killer did it.
床下で壁に塞がれてないことを考えれば、倉庫から大広間なんて大した移動距離もないしね。
If the space beneath the floor is empty, it's not that far to move from the storage room to the dining hall. My only concern here at this point is that if Teru went from the kitchen to the storage room, admittedly, he knew that the power, if he is the killer, he knew that the power would blow at 11:30. So he would have been ready in the storage room or possibly already under the floorboards at that point. He could have been waiting. That would make the most sense. But the time between like him stabbing and killing Byakuya and then having to crawl back out into the storage room and then come back around to the dining hall. Like that, Teru did show up while the power was out. So that's my only concern is like how long exactly did that take? How long before he showed up?
倉庫を経由したのなら、そこにテーブルクロスが置いてあったのも納得だ。
I see. If they passed through the storage room, I understand why the tablecloth was put there.
犯人はパーティー中に倉庫から床下に忍び込んで、そこから白夜ちゃんをグサッ。
The killer lurked under the floorboards during the party, and from there, stab, stab, stab.
そうなのかな。
Are you sure? I'm getting pretty sure, Teru. I'm really glad that you might be out of this very early.
グサッじゃないなら、ブスッとかザシュッとか、もっと肉厚な感じですかね。
You don't like stab, stab, stab? Should it sound more fleshy, like splat, shank, stab?
いや、効果音の話じゃなくてさ。
No, I'm not talking about your sound effects.
こっそり床下に忍び込んだって言うけど、そのためにはパーティーから抜け出さないとダメだよね。
You're saying that they snuck under the floorboards, but that means that they would have had to leave the party, right?
でも、そんな人なんていたっけか?
So, was there anyone who was able to do that? You, Teru.
じゃあ、パーティーにいなかったやつが犯人なんだよ。そいつがずっと床下で待ち伏せしてたんだ。
Then whoever wasn't at the party is the killer. They must be the one who was waiting under the floorboards.
参加してねえのって誰だっけ?
Who wasn't at the party again?
私は参加してないけど、入り口で見張りをしてたよ。そこの物見が証人になってくれるよね。
I didn't participate, but I was guarding the entrance, remember? Monomi over there can be my witness, right?
ここの物見が証人です。
Yes, this Monomi over here is your witness.
もう言う必要はないと思うが、私はトイレから離れられなかったのだ。
I believe there's no need to discuss this matter further, but I was unable to leave the bathroom.
僕は厨房にいる時間が長かったけど、ちょくちょく大広間に料理を運びに行ってたよ。
I was in the kitchen for a long time, but I frequently went to the dining hall to deliver my dishes. That's not really a good alibi, though, Teru. You know, there was times where you were alone in the kitchen with nobody observing you. I think he ate it, yeah, but it was a very thin slice.
他にパーティーに参加してなかったのは
The only person who wasn't at the party.
私が停電前に撮った写真を見る限りだと
Judging from the photo I took before the blackout, now is the time where they blame Fuyuhiko. It's not Fuyuhiko.
あいつだけだよね。
It obviously has to be him. It's not Fuyuhiko. You had to be in the storage room in order to access underneath. And Chiaki was sitting outside and saw him come by but not come in. So it has to be somebody who was actually there.
わーい、これで決まりだね。
Yay, it's decided.
何が決まりなんだ。俺は犯人なんかじゃねえぞ。
What the fuck are you saying? I'm not the killer.
さあどうだか。俺はやれるとか言ってたのはどこの誰だっけ？
Oh, really? Well, what happened to the tough guy who was saying stuff like, I can do it? Just because you can do it doesn't mean that you did do it. Don't mess with me, I'll fucking kill you. See? You're making threats again. Yep, that's right. Things are starting to get exciting. Good news, you're now allowed to use the silencer. You can use the silencer with the A button as many times as you want. I believe this is what gets rid of the, like the garbage text. When you use the silencer, yes, you can shoot down the white noise. Also, when you shoot down the white noise, your time limit will increase a little. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease. And so aim carefully when you're using the silencer. Oh, but if the difficulty is set to gentle, it won't appear at all. In that case, you'll still be able to use the silencer, but it'll be somewhat pointless. However, if you feel like doing a little bang bang, you can use it to your heart's content. If you press the start button during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay, so this is going to be Chiaki's account saying that he came by and left. During the party, the killer was lurking under the floor like a cockroach. They could have stared at panties all day. I hate you. Without going into the storage room and into the dark. Is that true, Fuyuhiko? Don't act like I'm the fucking killer. But when the party started, nobody saw you, you know? Bam. No, Fuyuhiko definitely has an alibi. Isn't that right, Chiaki? Oh, you're right. What happened, Fuyuhiko? Oh, hey. What are you doing here? All alone at a place like this? I'm standing guard so Monokuma doesn't come inside. How diligent of you. I saw Fuyuhiko after the party started. There's no way he could have been waiting under the floor before then. Should have said that earlier, dumbass. It's still your fault. Like, why were you even lurking around the old building in the first place? It's cause he's a tsundere and he really wants to be our friend, okay? Shut up. Maybe there really is a secret passage to go under the floorboards from the outside, and he came to spy. What'd you say, motherfucker? Oh no! Wow, he got chewed out, but he looks super happy. Regardless, it's impossible to go under the floorboards from outside. Chiaki and I already confirmed that. Then somebody definitely went under the floorboards through the storage room during the party. During the party. It was probably during the blackout? Well, if someone disappeared during the blackout, no one would have noticed. I'm curious about how the fire doors are going to come into effect with this, because that's a piece of evidence that we found that hasn't been mentioned, and I can't see how it links up to anything. So it'll be interesting if this game puts like false pieces of evidence in, because in the previous trials, pretty much everything came up at some point. Like in the previous game, I mean. But walking down that dark hallway to the storage room is like trying to make eggs Benedict without any eggs. You're right. I couldn't even see the office in that darkness, and that room was much closer.
けど、本当に無理なのか?
But is it really impossible?
もう少しその可能性を検討してみてもいいかもしれない。
It might be better if we examine that possibility a little bit more.
暗がりっすよ。倉庫まで移動するなんて絶対に無理っす。
It was super dark, you know? There'd be no way you'd be able to find your way to the storage room. I mean, just put your hand on the fucking wall and walk. Am I the only person who can navigate through dark rooms? Like, I don't understand. But I can't stop thinking about it. I feel like there's something I overlooked. For clarity's sake, once again. It appears we're getting close to the final stage. The blackened or the spotless? Which is superior? I think it's time to settle this. Okay, duralumin case, party dishes, fire door, murder threat, kitchen equipment list. Was there a torch on the kitchen equipment list? The knife at the crime scene is not included on the kitchen equipment list. All the dangerous equipment that could be a potential weapon was confiscated by Byakuya. Apparently there's an iron plate for barbecue and portable stove for cooking hot pots. I don't really feel like that's helpful. Y'all motherfuckers never heard of dark vision. What was the other ones? Murder threat. The hallway was really dark during the blackout. Duralumin case was one of them. The case Byakuya had with him, there's a lot of security equipment inside it and a hard plastic case as well. The key to the other duralumin case was inside here too. Moving to the storage room like that. It's like making a seafood bowl without the fish. Is it really not possible? What if they used a string like a cord? Maybe there was another pair of night vision goggles? What a pain. I'm gonna go with my gut. What if they used a light? It definitely sounds impossible. Okay, so we need to find somebody to back up. The killer's method for moving in the dark might be what that one person suggested. Teta really, yeah. Again, I wish that they highlight the ones that were possible. Okay. Fire door. If a fire breaks out, the fire door in the hallway of the old building can be shut to keep the fire from spreading. Not helpful. What's this? Kitchen equipment list? I don't feel like... We just looked at that, but I don't think it's that. Yeah. Murder threat is not it. Duralumin case. Party dishes? Was there something with that? Teta poured his heart and soul into cooking various party dishes. However, Akane and Peko were the only ones who ate them. Would the fire door's light go out in a blackout? Was there a light for the fire door? Like, it didn't mention anything with that. Like, they just appear to be doors. If a fire breaks out, the fire doors from the hallway of the old building can be shut to keep the fire from spreading. Like, they just seem like fireproof doors that can be used to make a fire break. It doesn't show anything with a light or say anything about a light. I'm a little stuck with this one, honestly. Nothing seems to be helpful. Yeah, like the fire exit, absolutely. But, like, I'm not seeing an exit sign or, like, any... Like, here there would be flashing, like, a flashing light, kind of like a siren for people who are hearing impaired. I'm not sure about this one. Is it really not possible? A string like a cord? I don't think that we have any proof of another pair of night vision goggles. The Duralumin case... There was just one hard plastic case in there. It had the key to the other one, but the other one was in the office with... Admittedly, it was not monitored in the office of Peko, but I don't think that's it. The only thing I can think of is, like, the cords for the barbecue plate and the hot pot stove. But that doesn't really feel right to me. What if they used a light? Like the... technically, the portable stove, like, I wonder if, like, the portable stove technically had, like, a fire and could be used. Let's try kitchen equipment list versus light. That's, like, literally the only thing I can think of.
停電中は廊下も真っ暗だったんだよ。そんな中を倉庫までお魚抜きの海鮮。
本当に絶対に。
お前らみたいに紐を使えばどうだ。
暗視スコープがもう一台あったとかは？
めんどくせえから勘で言うぞ。明かりを使ったってことでいい。
それに賛成だ。そうだ。犯人は明かりを使ったんだ。
I know. The killer had a light with them.
お、当たった？
Oh, I was right.
けど、明かりなんてどこにあるんすか？
But where could they have found a light?
あったはずだぞ。ほら、厨房の備品リストに書いてあっただろ。
There's one nearby for sure. See, it's written on the kitchen's equipment list. 20 forks, 20 knives, 20 spoons, 5 iron skewers, 3 frying pans, 20 wine glasses. There are also iron plates for barbecue and even a portable stove for cooking hot pots. Iron plates and a portable stove? I do recall seeing them on the shelf over there. This kitchen seems to be well kept. There should be no problems using it. It's the portable stove. Portable stove? The portable stove isn't powered by electricity and it's also small enough to carry around. So the killer used the portable stove to move from the hallway to the storage room during the blackout. I see. I never considered the portable stove, but there's a hole in your argument. Huh? Please explain. I wasn't making a perverted joke or anything. It's really not a perverted joke. I'm serious. I don't believe you. Repeating yourself just makes it even more suspicious. Now, Hajime, will you battle against me? We're gonna decide this in the only way we know how. A rap battle. Will you be able to break through my argument? What does he mean, battle? It sounds like he's enjoying a game or something. Damn it, there's no way I'm gonna lose against someone like him. I mean, we probably are. Because we're bad at this. Oh, fuck. Fire door, kitchen equipment list, night vision goggles, storage room tablecloth. Did you forget what Kazuichi said earlier? He said the hall was too dark to see the office. The light from the stove that you mentioned, it contradicts the testimony. Are you intentionally doubting his testimony? Assuming the portable stove was used as a light source contradicts Kazuichi's testimony? How? During the search for Byakuya after the blackout, Kazuichi headed straight to the office. He didn't see anyone there, including Peko. I know I missed one. I tried all directions and it didn't seem to work. It doesn't really matter though, because it was fine. I don't think what Kazuichi said is wrong. I guess for now I should offer a rebuttal. Oh, shit. Yeah, I couldn't get that. I don't even fucking see a weak point there for us to use our rebut against. Party dishes. The fire door. I don't understand how I'm supposed to be doing this. I can't. Okay, that apparently. Oh wait, eh? Shit. I didn't know. That's never been a thing. How am I supposed to be ready when that is not a mechanic that has ever existed? Oh, so, yeah. Okay, so first round you just advance through it. Okay. Okay, apparently we can slash on an angle as well. Pressing A, pressing A, pressing A, pressing A. I don't know what Kazuichi said, but what are you trying to say? The reason that Kazuichi... because the hallway was dark, right? What? It didn't... Did I have to slash it before I could do that? Fuck. Even on metal level, Monokuma's not paying fair, yeah. Fuck. There. Nagito, did you forget? Or are you just pretending that you forgot? What are you talking about? There should have been a wall that blocked light. I'm talking about the fire door in the hallway. If you close it, it would form a perfect wall in the hallway. Plus, the hallway rounds a corner just beyond the fire door. So even if there was a small gap in the door, as long as they passed the corner, the light wouldn't peek out. I see. To actually notice the fire door, just as expected of the ultimate. Oh, you still don't remember your talent, do you? Who cares about that right now? Nagito, what are you plotting? For someone who insists that he's not the killer, you are quite nosy.
そんな怖い声出さないでよ。怒ってるならほら、深呼吸、深呼吸。
You sound so scary. If you're that angry, why don't you take a deep breath?
いちいち人をイラつかせる野郎だな。マジでその口を塞いでやろうか。
You sure like to piss us off. How about I shut your fucking mouth for you? Hey, it's okay if you guys fight, but I won't allow a burly brawl that might offend people. More importantly, can you hurry up and decide who's the blackened already? Time runs out when I get bored.
わかったよ。そろそろバトンタッチしろって言うんだろ。
Fine, I get it. You're telling me to pass the torch, right?
バトンタッチ？
Pass the torch.
僕みたいな偽物じゃなくて、本物の犯人にご登場願うんだよ。
We're gonna ask the real killer, not an imposter like me, to show themselves.
どうせお前さんが犯人なんじゃろ。
You're obviously the killer, right?
そう思うならそれでも構わないよ。
If you think I am, I really don't mind.
僕はどんな結論でも受け入れるつもりだよ。超高校級のみんなが納得して出した結論ならね。
Whatever conclusion you ultimates arrive at, I'll accept it, no matter what it is. So you're telling me to call out the real killer, even though I don't really want to condemn that person, but there's no other way, right? The person who used the hallway's fire door as cover and used the portable stove to move in the dark, and snuck under the floorboards to stab Byakuya to death using the glowing paint as a mark. So the only killer I can think of is... Teru Teru! You and only you. I am so glad that he is going to be out of this so early.
お前しかいない。花村、もしかしてお前なんじゃないか？
Teru Teru? Could it be you?
何の話？
Huh? What? What are you talking about? Because really, too, when it comes down to the missing skewer from the equipment list, he had ample opportunity to grab that, and we're only basically having his word that when he arrived, there was only 4 skewers, even though the list said 5. You have no idea how badly I wanted to say something like, Bonnie, I have excellent news for you. Yeah, I am so glad that this fucker is gonna be gone. Teru Teru's the killer? Is that true? What are you talking about? There's no way.
もちろん今のは単なる俺の推理だ。だから反論があるならいくらでも言ってくれ。
Of course, that's simply my assumption, so if you have an objection, please speak freely.
反論も何も。どうして僕が犯人扱いされなくちゃいけないのさ。
Objection or not, why am I being treated like this like the killer?
だって明かりに使われたカセットコンロは厨房にあったものなんだぞ。
Yeah, because the portable stove used in the murder came from the kitchen. Plus, you were the only person who was out of the kitchen, or of the dining room, for large periods of time, had access to the weapon. Like, really?
そんな理由だけで犯人扱いされるの？そんなの横暴だって。
That's it? That's the only reason you're treating me like a killer? Isn't that a little drastic?
ひどいよひどいよひどすぎるやい。
You're cruel. Cruel, too cruel.
花村君、そんな態度は君らしくないな。
Teru Teru, that attitude is so not like you.
超高校級の料理人という素晴らしい才能を持つ君がそんな風に取り乱すなんてさ。
For the ultimate cook to get so upset, I'm waiting for him to snap that he's the ultimate chef.
シェフって呼んでよ。
There we go. Call me chef.
もし君がこんな冤罪に倒れてしまったら、未来の料理界は誰が支えるの？
If you fall to aspersions like this, who'll be there to support the future of the culinary arts?
未来の料理界？
The future of the culinary arts?
そうだよ。未来の料理界のためにも、君は正々堂々と立ち向かわないといけないんだ。
That's right. For the future of the culinary arts, you must face this and fight it fair and square.
そっか。うん。 そうだよね。
You're right. Yeah, that's totally right.
ところで冤罪ってなんだ？うめえのか？
So what's an aspersion anyway? Is it yummy?
殺虫剤ってのも美味しいらしいよ。後で試してみれば？
Did you know asbestos is yummy too? You should try some later. Hyoko.
お前がなんでお前がシャシャに出てくるんだよ。
Nagito, why are you interfering?
例えば犯人が明かりを使ったとしようか。そして防火扉を遮蔽物に使ったとしよ
Let's assume that the killer used a light and that they used the fire door to mask that light.
う。で
And that they moved the storage room and snuck under the floorboards. Then what?
床下だって真っ暗なんだし、そこからどうやって戸上くんを刺すの？
It's dark under the floorboards too, so how would they be able to stab Byakuya?
まさか明かりで彼を照らして刺したわけじゃないよね。標的に気づかれたら一巻の終わりなんだよ。
You're not going to say that they shined the light on Byakuya, right? The plan would have been ruined if he noticed.
そうだよ。その点についてはどうなんだよ。
That's right. What do you think about that?
それは
That's...
答えられるわけないよね。君自身はあの床下を操作してないもんね。
There's no way you can answer, right? You personally haven't investigated what's beneath the floorboards.
それなら田中が知ってるはずだよ。実際に床下に潜ってるんだし。
If that's the case, then Gundam should know. He actually went under the floorboards.
いや、残念だな。床下には事件と関係するものは残されていなかったぞ。
No, unfortunately, there was nothing related to the incident under the floorboards. I'm just waiting for him to say that the only thing he found down there was a skewer.
戸上の血が滴り落ちていた場所に暗黒の中で奇妙に光る液体が塗られていただけだ。
The only thing I found was a strange liquid shining in the darkness, near where Byakuya's blood was dripping.
何それ？暗い中でも光ってたの？
Oh, what? A shining liquid in the dark?
それってめちゃ重要そうっす。
That sounds super important.
光る目印があれば、暗闇の中でもその地点までは移動できますよね。
If there was a shining mark like that, then they would have been able to move to it in the dark, right?
そうやって所定の位置まで移動すれば、同じ目印をつけておいた標的を狙えるかもね。
And in doing so, it might have been possible for them to use that mark to target the victim. The victim was targeted by a mark? What was the mark? I mean, I feel like maybe it was more of the glow-in-the-dark paint. What sort of shining liquid? I think we have to go through everything, which we only have 2 minutes. The blood-stained knife was found under the table where the body was discovered. A glowing paint-like substance coats it. A pool of blood formed around the body underneath the table. A lot of the blood was spattered against the inside of the tablecloth. Also, there was no sign of the body that was dragged to the bloodstain. The floors of the dining hall were full of gaps. Gundam dropped one of his earrings through it. I don't think it's the AC timer. I don't think it has anything to do with the night vision goggles. I don't think it has anything to do with Mikan's embarrassing pose. Nothing to do with the Duralumin case. I don't think there's anything in Ibuki's account. The irons in the storage room aren't going to be helpful. Really, I'm not seeing anything, like, other than the glow-in-the-dark paint, I don't see how anything would be helpful. That's the entire thing. Okay, so we're gonna try the knife. We're gonna go with this first, and if it doesn't work, because the problem is the mark. I mean, it could technically be the gaps in the floorboard, maybe? Because of, like, the carpet blocking some of it. Let's try the knife and then we'll come back around to it.
これで証明できる。その目印ってナイフに塗ってあった夜光塗料のことだよな。
The mark you're talking about is the glowing paint that was applied to the knife, right?
夜光塗料を標的にすることで暗い中でも凶器をぶっ刺せるという寸法か。
By using the glowing paint as a target, they were able to judge where to stab, even in the dark.
そっか。犯人は人を標的にしたわけじゃなくて、その夜光塗料が動く瞬間を狙ったんだ。
I see. The killer didn't target an actual person, they just struck the moment the glowing paint moved.
それって誰かがナイフを手に取った瞬間ってことですもんね。
That would be the moment someone grabbed a hold of the knife.
じゃあ僕がナイフを取るために用意した目印を犯人は刺すための目印として利用したんだね。
So, the killer used the mark I prepared for finding the knife as a mark for stabbing.
そうか。それでナイフを手にした戸上くんが殺されてしまったんだね。
I see. That's why Byakuya got killed when he took the knife. Yeah, Teruteru's gonna be like, I was trying to kill you, Nagito!
でも、それを利用できたってことは、犯人は狛枝くんの計画を知ってたってことだよね。
But if they were able to do that, wouldn't that mean that the killer knew about Nagito's plan all along?
どうなんじゃ花村よ。
Well, Teruteru?
僕は知らないって。本当に何も知らないんですって。
Seriously, I don't know anything. Really, I don't know anything at all.
だったら逆に僕からみんなに質問してもいい？
Then can I ask everyone a question instead?
なんでまたあんたなの？いい加減にしなさいよ。
You again. Just stop already.
まあ、こういうのは公平に発言の機会を与えないと。
Now. We should give everyone a fair opportunity to speak.
あのさ、花村くんの犯人だとすると彼は停電中に倉庫に行ったってことになるけど。
If Teruteru is the killer, that would mean that he went to the storage room during the blackout.
だったら停電の時にミオダさんが聞いた会話って何だったのかな？
And just what did Ibuki hear during the blackout?
足踏まないでよ。
Don't step on my feet. What the hell? What's going on here? This is... Ow.
つけろって飯が食いづれえじゃねえか。
Turn the damn lights on. I can't eat like this, you know.
みんなどこにいるの？停電って厨房だけじゃないの？
You guys, where are you? Wasn't the blackout just in the kitchen? I mean, admittedly, if he was under the floorboards, he would have been able to, like, say this if he's still technically in the room.
花村の声が大広間で上がっている。
She heard Teruteru's voice in the dining hall? Was Teruteru in the room when the lights came up, though? Like, that's the thing that I can't really remember.
これって花村くんが停電の時に大広間にいたことを証明しているように思えるんだけど。
Doesn't that prove that Teruteru was in the dining hall during the blackout?
そうだ、そうなんだよ。
That's right. That's exactly it.
でも花村って停電の瞬間は厨房にいたんでしょ？それがどうして大広間にいたのよ？
But Teruteru was in the kitchen the moment the blackout occurred, right? So why was he in the dining hall?
てっきり厨房だけが停電になったのかと思って慌てて飛び出しちゃってさ。
I thought the blackout was only in the kitchen, so I panicked and ran out of there. But I mean, we've had arguments that no one could possibly have moved to the storage room because it was pitch black. So why is there not the argument that you couldn't possibly have moved to the dining hall during the blackout?
もちろん廊下も真っ暗だったけど、みんなの声を頼りになんとか壁伝いに移動したんだ。
Of course, the hallway was dark too, but somehow I managed to move along the wall towards everyone's voices.
まあ厨房から大広間であれば壁伝いに移動できない距離ではないか。
Well, it's not that far to move along the wall from the kitchen to the dining hall.
なんか嘘くせえな。
That sounds fishy. I agree, Akane.
尾張さんは人の汗を舐めるとその人が嘘をついてるかわかるんだったね。
If I remember correctly, you can tell when a person is lying by licking their sweat. What?
だったら僕を舐めてみればいいさ。
Oh, Teruteru. Grossly horny right to the end.
やだよ、脂っこそうだし。
No way, you look greasy.
けどてるてるちゃんの声は確かに大広間で聞こえてたよ。
Yeah, can we vote already?
手にかけて断言するっす。
Yeah. But I heard Teruteru's voice in the dining hall. Ibuki swears on her honor.
そう花村君は倉庫じゃなく大広間にいたんだよ。つまり彼が犯人だとは考えられないんだ。
That's right. Teruteru was in the dining hall, not the storage room, which means he's not the killer. He was under the fucking floorboards.
いや、そうはならないはずだ。
No, that's not it.
なんでだよ。
What? Why?
なんでそんな風に僕に言いがかりばっかりつけてくるんだよ。
Why do you keep falsely accusing me?
別に花村を責めたいわけじゃない。
It's not like I
俺はただ
want to blame you. I just...
日向君、もっと胸を張っていいよ。君は自分が信じた希望に進んでいるだけなんだから。
You should be so proud of yourself, Hajime. You're just progressing towards the hope you believe in.
さあ、日向君、もっと君の希望を見せてよ。その希望は花村君の希望を打ち砕けるのかな。
Now, Hajime, show me more of your hope. Will that be enough to crush Teruteru's hope? I'm thinking gaps in the floorboard.
まずは改めて聞くけど、
Let me ask you again.
花村君は
Did you go to the storage room during the blackout?
倉庫になんて行ってる
There's no way I went to the storage room.
その時僕
I
は
was somewhere totally different.
てるてるちゃんの声なら
I definitely heard Teruteru's voice. I think it might be that one.
録音された声とかじゃない
Maybe it was a recording or something?
いや生声だったっす
No,
よ
I definitely heard a live voice.
ね、今の証言があ
Right,
る
as
限り
long as I have her testimony.
僕が大広間にい
The
た
fact that I
事
was
実
in the
は揺る
dining
がないよ
hall cannot be disputed. There's definitely a contradiction hidden within those remarks. I need to find it.
まずは改めて聞くけど、
I actually think it's Teruteru being in the dining hall
声なら録音された声とか
and
じゃない
gaps in the floorboard.
生声だった
ね、今の証言があるか僕が大広間にいた事実は揺る
その矛盾打ち抜く。俺たちが大広間で花村の声を聞いたからって大広間にいたことの証明にはならないはずだ。
Just because we heard Teruteru's voice in the dining hall doesn't mean that he was literally in the dining hall.
どうして
Why?
大広間の床を思い出してみろよ。あそこの床は隙間だらけだっただろ。
Remember the floor in the dining hall? It was full of gaps, right?
だから床下から上がった声だったとしても大広間の声と同じように聞こえたはずなんだ。
So even if you shouted from under the floor, it should have sounded just like the voices in the dining hall. But
そうか。あえて床下から声を上げ、その場に自分がいることを印象づけようとしたのだな。
I see. So he brazenly shouted from under the floor to make us think that he was in the dining hall.
そうなの花村
Is that true, Teruteru?
ちょっと待ってよ。
Hold on a second. Can you explain this, Teruteru? Oh my god, we still haven't even gotten to the fucking murder weapon, have we?
ちょっと待てチュートリアルが
I told you to wait a second, ain't I? That's not grammatically correct.
貴さんださっきから何を抜かしとるか僕が停電時は広間にいた言うとるやろが
What are y'all even saying anymore? I'm telling you I was in their dining hall during the blackout. I think that this is kind of going into the fact that Teruteru constantly is talking about being from the city and stuff like that, but I feel like he's really from the country and his country accent is slipping in a bit here. Yeah, the subtitle's struggling to convey regional dialects, exactly.
あんたってどこ出身だっけ？
Yeah, where are you from again?
西麻布生まれの南青山育ちっちゃが
I was born in West Azabu and raised in South Aoyama.
みんなあいつ嘘つきだよ。
This guy's a major liar.
花村くんが停電の時に大広間にいたってことはさ、明るくなった時もその場にいたんだよね。
If Teruteru was in the dining hall during the blackout, he should have been there after the power returned, right?
まあそうだろうね。暗い廊下を行ったり来たりはできないからね。
I believe so. There's no way he could have gone back and forth in that dark hallway.
あの時花村っていたっけ
Was Teruteru actually there during that time? We're also just gonna do a quick save. I sure was. I was there the whole damn time.
こればっかりは勘や思いつきで決められないよ。だって人の命がかかってるんだもん。
Something like this shouldn't be decided by a gut instinct. People's lives are at stake. Damn right. You guys shouldn't be deciding this on the spot with your hazy memories. His accent's getting even worse. He's definitely lying. However, I'm not sure. I believe that he was there, and I believe that he was not there. Is there any way that we can decide? Why don't we consult his memories? His memories. Ugh, don't be saying things like that don't make sense. Can you even prove I wasn't in the dining hall? I probably can. You again. Whether or not Teru was in the dining hall during the blackout, in order to know for sure, I just need to throw that question at him. I think... Is there a thing with the floor plan? Maybe something about Mikan? Because he would have noticed that? I think that might be it, because I don't think that there's actually something about the floor plan. Because, like, an easy question would be, like, where was somebody standing? Yeah, let's... I think it's embarrassing pose. This is one of the only things that hasn't come up. I think this is it. If you're claiming that you were in the dining hall when the power came back, then you should know how Mikan was positioned at the time, right? What? Don't make me remember. It's so embarrassing. No, this is a very important question. Well, Teru, if you were really in the dining hall at that time, you should know the answer to that. It was a pretty clever way of tripping. There's no way you'd forget about it so easily. I don't know if I would describe this as clever. I'm so sorry I showed you something so unsightly. It's like, Mikan, stop talking about it, okay? Don't give him hints. How about it? You can't answer, Teru? That's weird. It just slipped from my mind. There's no way it would slip from your mind, especially not a pervert like you. Even so? Nikito, say something. I guess you might have to give up now. Wait, give up? What do you mean, give up? Teru, I'm disappointed too, you know. It's lonely watching someone I admire reach the limits of their hope. It kind of feels like a broken dream.
お前だ、お前は何なんだよ。どうして犯人の味方をしたり突き放したり。
Yukito, what are you doing? Why are you messing with the killer like that? Hold on a second. Don't go moving this along on your own like I really am the killer. But it's already decided, right? The murder weapon hasn't been cleared up yet. Are they even like share? Like it's supposed to be like a Louisiana accent? Like are you giving Gambit right now? Is that what's going on? It's no use. I can't understand him anymore. Yeah, like Sherry, yeah. But when somebody does that like share sort of thing, it makes me think of Gambit from the X-Men. It appears he's saying the murder weapon hasn't been cleared up yet. You understand him? But it's such a sad defense. This is too cruel. F you calling me the killer, then where's the weapon? Come on, Monomi. Enough with the whimpering and translate. He said, if you're calling me the killer, then where's the weapon? The weapon, huh? It's not the knife, right? Yeah. Oh, Gambit. The love of my young heart. I was definitely one of those people watching the old X-Men cartoon and having a crush on Gambit. He was just so personable. He was so charismatic, right? Although, admittedly, adult Moggy watching X-Men 97, which came out more recently, I'm like, damn, why is Magneto so sexy? I'm like, I never once thought Magneto was ever attractive, but I do think so now. I also never understood the whole thing about, like, Magneto did nothing wrong and stuff like that until watching X-Men 97, and I'm like, shit, did I just become a Magneto fan? Gambit and Rogue were the ultimate bisexual awakening confusion. True. True. The weapon, huh? It's not the knife, right? Judging from Byakuya's wounds, it was a thin-edged tool that's roughly 5 millimeters in diameter. Also, if they stabbed them from under the floorboards, the weapon would need to be at least 50 centimeters in length. After all this, who cares about the weapon? Really, who cares about the weapon? I would say that that is a key thing to care about. Not good enough. Not good enough at all. He said, not good enough. Not good enough at all. Fine, I got it. Let's try thinking about what the weapon was. Wanna do it? Is that what he's saying? I don't know. He said, try to do it. What a confusing accent. Anyway, we need to focus and think about this. A thin-edged tool with a diameter of about 50 millimeters and at least 50 centimeters in length. The weapon that meets those requirements might have been used at the crime scene. What's that? What word are you going for? Is it meat skewer? I don't know what they're going for. Iron skewer. Oh, that's the wrong. God damn it. Shit. Shit. Damn it. We're just putting everything in there. There. I need an R. There. So anyway, I started blasting. That's it. The weapon must have been the iron skewer. Huh? The iron skewer? Before the party, as Byakuya was confiscating all the dangerous items, he spoke to Teruteru. I checked the equipment list, and it seems to be one of the iron skewers is missing. Ah, that's right. As far as I know, it's been missing from the start. So that missing iron skewer is the weapon. Hajime sounds out of breath a little bit, yeah. An iron skewer would match up with the wounds perfectly. Hey, Teruteru, where'd you hide the iron skewer? Damn, everybody in this game is rabid. Avril Lavigne? Huh? Did he really just say that? He's just saying random shit to fuck with us. You probably dumped it somewhere on the island, didn't you? It is... This school trip has a no littering rule. If he'd violated it, the island's sirens would be ringing non-stop. Island sirens? Just for littering? Also, I was on guard duty and never once saw Teruteru leave the old building. Which means he obviously hid it somewhere in the old building. It'd be very interesting to note if there are 4 or 5 skewers in the kitchen currently. And nothing of value was lost, true. It's probably in the kitchen again, right? Teruteru, just man up and be straight with us. Finally, we are nearing the end. A cornered opponent will be surrounded by soul shields and simply will not listen to what you have to say. It'll probably pain you to condemn your classmate, but this is a class trial after all. Yeah, Byakuya took the 4 skewers, but if there was like another one in the kitchen or something, you must argue against your opponent and destroy their soul shields. A high-speed dispute battle where you beat down a panicked opponent's excuses and nonsense. That's the bullet time sorry, the panic talk action. PTA. Okay. Is this a rhythm game again? During a PTA, you must destroy all of your opponent's soul shields so you can deliver your final strike. In order to do that, you must destroy their yeah, while following the tempo of the song. Okay. Time your button presses with the tempo marker as it moves across the screen. Match the tempo marker by pressing the B button. B button? What? Be able to lock onto the opponent's remark? Oh, right. Wait. Yes. Yes. Afterwards, if you release the B button in time with the tempo marker, it'll intercept the locked-on remark and destroy it. By destroying remarks, you'll be able to damage the soul shields, protecting the opponent and destroy them. However, if you cannot destroy the remark within the time limit, you'll end up getting hurt. Okay, during the PTA, you can press the start button to review the controls. But for this PTA, just focus on pressing the B button. Please wait for another time for the other features. Do this consecutively and you'll start a combo. Keep this going and you'll initiate a tempo up. On the flip side, if you keep missing, you'll find yourself in a tempo down situation. When the song changes, the tempo changes. This will alter the timing for each button. Please be careful. Last but not least, let me tell you about the final blow. If you destroy all of your opponent's soul shields, you'll start to give their final argument. And if that happens, 4 words will be displayed on the top, bottom, left, and right sides of the screen. Each of those 4 words correspond to the B, Y, X, and A button. If you press the buttons in the right order, you'll be able to compose the words of your final strike. Please make your argument while searching for words that will trump your opponent's final argument. Also, if you don't deliver the final strike within the time limit, the opponent's soul shields will recover. This is really fucking complicated. You know what? We are gonna drop a save here. No, we can't save. Okay. What the hell are you even saying, you stupid country hick? Yeah, we got that, mon ami. I guess we have no choice but to somehow find out for ourselves. If the iron skewer is the weapon, then hiding it in the kitchen would be the easiest way to slip it by. But Byakuya and I checked the kitchen pretty thoroughly before the party started. Which means, was the weapon already hidden somewhere where we couldn't find it? Could it have been in an unexpected place? Where would that be? Where did he hide a weapon, like a long weapon like an iron skewer? I mean, could it have been in that giant piece of meat? Think carefully. I'm not hiding anything! I'm not hiding anything! I'm not hiding anything! I must reveal to Teruteru the conclusive evidence that proves he's the killer. I'm pressing B. Why is this not working? Okay, what the fuck am I supposed to be doing here? Okay, B is apparently only for final strike. I swear to God, it said to press B for, like, fucking everything. Okay, we press A for everything. On the meat bone? Meat on the bone, maybe? No, it should have been meat on the bone. God damn it. This is terrible. Okay, meat on the bone. I did the meme? There was a meme? Could the iron skewer have been hidden inside the piece of meat on the bone? On the meat bone? Is that actually a meme? Okay. I'm like it was on the bone, I guess? I don't know. We are gonna... Can we save now? Okay, good. That's clearly impossible. I mean, that's inside the food.
俺と戸上もそう思ってた。だからこそ見逃してしまってたんだ。
Impossible. That's what Byakuya and I thought. That's why we overlooked it. It seems there are no dangerous items, like that skewer in the churrasco earlier, inside that pile of food. That appears to be the case. I wouldn't have known what to do if he'd said fish bones and meat bones were also dangerous items.
逆に言えば凶器を隠せるような場所なんてあの時調べられなかった食べ物の中くらいなんだ。
But in fact, the only place you could hide the weapon was inside the food that couldn't be inspected.
そしてその食べ物の中で鉄串ぐらいの長さの凶器を隠しておける場所なんて。
Out of all the dishes you prepared, the only one that could hide a weapon as long as the iron skewer is the meat on the bone. What now? I'm using my right to remain silent. There's no way that exists here. We need to confirm this now. Stop breathing like that, Hajime. You're gonna give me a panic attack. So if we eat that tasty looking piece of meat and find the iron skewer inside, bullseye. Alright, Monokuma or Monomi, one of you hurry over and bring that piece of meat. 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute and I'll eat the whole thing. Akane, please chew. Please chew. Wait, hold on a second. Time out. Time out. What are you doing? Hurry up and bring it over. About that? Monokuma just fucked off. He just doesn't care anymore. Where did Monokuma go? I'm right here. Nom, I'm already eating it. Yeah, a bear that eats meat. I mean, most bears eat meat. Wait. Now that I think about it, that's pretty normal, right? Nom nom nom. What is this? So yummy. Damn it, that's my meat. I've never eaten anything like it in my entire life. The taste brings me back to my days in the wild. This is bad. Seriously, this is really bad. My, there's something inside the meat. Look what came out. Isn't that an iron skewer? Check it out. The handle looks like it's made of bone. Pretty clever. The sword. The sword of destruction, encased in bone and sheathed in meat. It brought catastrophe unto Byakuya. As expected of Teruteru, such a fantastic weapon from the ultimate chef. You're wrong. I'm not the killer. I'm not the kind of person who would kill someone. I got it. You all set me up. You guys set me up so you could blame this on me. Jeez, what a disappointment. Such an unseemly defense for an ultimate like you. Can you really call that hope? Hey, Nagito, I'm sorry, but could you shut the fuck up? Y'all are nothing but a bunch of poor, loud-mouthed, fast food eating hicks. Yeah, we got that. You don't need to translate anymore. Somehow I can tell what he's trying to say. I never should have wasted my cooking on you ingrates. Let's just deal with Nagito later. More importantly, we should first... I guess we need to settle this once and for all. To do that, we need to go over the entire incident from beginning to end and make everything clear. Go over the entire incident. And then I can prove Teru's crime. That's right. If we don't do that, we can't end this no matter how much time passes. So, we need to do it. So it's finally come to this. My throb is chesting. Every case is one last feature to bring the class trial to an end. This is the closing argument. In this phase, you'll give a complete summary of the case. You'll have to reproduce the order of events in the case in the form of a comic book. This reproduction is merely Hajime's imagination, so there will be gaps here and there. Gaps are areas where a number of pieces are missing. It's up to you to complete the comic using the truth panels provided. Around 3 to 5 truth panels make up one set. Inside that one set, there will be correct panels placed amongst incorrect panels. If you use up all the correct panels contained in one set, it will switch to a new set. After that, if you fill in all the holes, you will clear the challenge. I'm pretty sure some of you already noticed, but it'll be difficult to complete with so many gaps, but once you fill some in, it'll become much simpler. Yeah, this game has a lot of mechanics. I couldn't believe that, like, way further than halfway through the first game, they were still introducing new mechanics. For those of you who played the previous game, you might hesitate at first, but it's basically the same concept. Now then, when playing and solving the closing arguments, there is a certain trick. I have a feeling we're not able to save now either. Yeah, okay. If you move the reticle into the gaps of the page, it will display hints at the top of the screen. This type of hint will ask what kind of scene is drawn in that gap. Also, if you move the reticle onto a truth panel, it will display a hint as well. This hint explains the scene contained in that panel. Put together these two hints and think carefully. Of course, don't forget that there will be a time limit. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay, so we have the party. I think, yeah, Hyoko is drinking juice, I think? No, okay. Everyone at the party is... No, this is eating during the blackout. Like, I don't feel that any of these fucking match. Oh, shit. I did not mean to scroll through the pages like that. Okay, I think this one goes here. There. At the storage room before the blackout? No. At the office room when the blackout occurred. The moment it got dark, Byakuya... Yeah, I need to place these 5, or at least the ones that are correct. The weapon hidden in... Okay, the killer closed the fire door? There. Byakuya reached for the knife. There. Okay, now we get more. God. Okay, back to the beginning. Everyone at the party is. I think this one is borrowing the tablecloth. No. Okay. It's the meat on the bone. I'm like, this is some sort of sponge? Yeah. At the office room when the blackout occurred. No? Okay. Fuck. Okay. Night vision goggles equipped. Killer obtained a light. The weapon hidden in the meat. Did we already try this? The killer obtained the... Nope, there we go. Okay. Okay. Nagito trying to duck under the table would have been earlier on. I think this is what Byakuya saw here. There we go. At the office room when the blackout occurred. Ah, here. Chiaki guarding the old building entrance. There we go. Okay, we're almost through it all. So one of these has to be here. At the office room when the blackout occurred. The air conditioner turned on. The killer obtained a light. Switched on? Yep. Ibuki heard? There we go. Okay, are we able to save? We are not able to save now. We have to go through this. Let's try going over the whole incident, beginning with right after the party started. Byakuya had us gather in the dining hall of the old building near the hotel. He was extra cautious about a murder occurring that night because of a threatening letter he received. Therefore, he decided to throw a party so he could monitor us. Although one person didn't come, the rest of us assembled at the dining hall, and the party was underway. But at that time, the trap set by a certain someone was already in motion. They plugged 3 irons into the outlets in the storage room, which nearly capped the power usage. And additionally, they prepared something else that would activate at 11:30 p.m. The air conditioners in the office and the dining hall. They already had set the timers for these. Thanks to the irons maxing out the power usage, the breaker was tripped when the air conditioners kicked on. Since the windows in the old building were covered, the blackout plunged the dining hall into total darkness.
でもその時、戸上は持ってきたジュラルミンケースからあるものを取り出していた。
But when that happened, Byakuya took out a specific item that he brought in his case.
それは暗視スコープだ。
That item was the night vision goggles.
殺人を警戒していた戸上は
Byakuya was so concerned about a murder occurring that he brought a variety of security equipment with him.
暗視スコープをつけた戸上はそこである人物の不審な行動を目撃した。
When he put on his night vision goggles, Byakuya witnessed a certain someone making a suspicious move. He saw Nagito guiding himself with the desk lamp's power cord so he could get under the table.
そう、ここまでは何もかも狛枝の計画通りだったんだ。
That's right, everything up to that point was all part of Nagito's plan.
戸上に殺人予告の手
The
紙を
murder
送り
warning
つ
to
けたのも
Byakuya, the source of the blackout, it was all Nagito.
そしてその頃、
While the blackout was happening, someone else, the real killer, began to make their move in the kitchen.
おそらく
The killer probably already knew about Nagito's plan, so they knew a blackout was coming.
停電が起こることも分かっていたんだろうな。だからこ
That's
そ
why the killer prepared all the items they would need to commit their crime in the dark beforehand.
事前に準備できたんだ。まずは明かり。
They needed a light source, which was provided by the portable stove in the kitchen.
そして
They needed a
凶器。
weapon too.
これも
This they
あら
had
かじめ
hidden.
厨房に隠してあったものなんだ。
This had also been hidden in the kitchen beforehand.
シュラスコ
The
料理用
long
の
iron
長い
skewer
鉄
used
だ
in
よ
the churrasco dish.
犯
The
人は
killer
それ
hid
を
that
骨
inside
付
the
き
meat with
肉
the
の
bone
中
in
に
it.
隠しておいたんだ。その凶器とカセットコンロを手に廊下へと出て行った犯人は
With the weapon and the portable stove in hand, the killer stepped out into the
自
hallway.
分の手にある明かり
First,
が
they closed the
大
fire
広間
door in
の
the
方に漏れない
hallway
よう
so
に
their light source
ま
wouldn't
ず
peek
廊
towards
下
the
の防
dining
火
hall.
扉を閉じたんだ。そして
Then,
明か
guided
り
by
を
the
手に
light,
倉庫
the
へと
killer
向かっ
headed
た
towards
犯
the
人は
storage room and grabbed a
そこ
specific
からあるも
item.
のを手にしそう
That's right, a tablecloth to block the blood
テ
spatter.
ーブルクロスだ。
Looked like Moon Knight.
こうして準備を終えた犯人
With
は
this, the killer finished their preparations and snuck under the floorboards through the secret passage.
きっとカセットコンロは
They
そこで
probably
消した
turned off
か
the portable cooking stove at that point, or left it near the entrance of the door.
大広間の床は隙間だらけ
The
だから
floor in the dining hall is full of gaps, so there's no way they could have safely held the light source.
そして
But thanks to the glowing mark they painted earlier, the killer was able to get beneath the table.
テーブルそこで
Under the table, Byakuya found the knife that had been hidden there.
もしここで
If only he had
戸上が引いていれ
retreated,
ば
but he probably wouldn't have gotten killed, but
戸上はそのナイフを手に
he
取っ
had
て
to
しまっ
retrieve
た
that knife.
そして
And
その
at that
瞬間
moment,
床下に潜んでいた
the
犯
killer
人が
lurking beneath the floorboards stabbed straight up with the iron skewer.
犯人は
The killer had been waiting in the dark for the moment when the glowing paint began to move.
こうして
After they murdered
戸上の殺害を
Byakuya,
終え
the
た
killer
犯人はわざと床下
purposefully
から声
shouted
を
from
上げ
beneath the floorboards to make it
自分
seem
が
like they were
大
still
広
in
間
the
にいるという
dining
アリ
hall.
バイをすぐに床下から出てくる
Afterwards,
と
they came out from
大急いで
underneath the
厨房へと
floorboard and
戻った
rushed
んだ
back to the kitchen.
そして
And then, after
犯行に
hiding the
使った
murder weapon in the
道具をまた
kitchen,
厨房に
they
隠した
rejoined the
後で
group as if nothing had
何
happened.
食わぬかこれらの
There's only
犯行
one
が可能
person
だ
who
った
could
や
have
つは
would have been able to commit this
たった一
crime,
人し特に
especially if that person is someone who'd think of an unexpected way to hide the weapon inside food.
そうだよな花村てるてる
Isn't that right, Teruteru Hanamura?
これが全ての真相だどうだ間違ってるところはあるか
That's what happened. How about it? Did I get anything wrong? Okay, we are now able to save. I am so sorry to do this, but the conclusion of this, including Teruteru's execution, is going to have to be on Monday's stream. I am already over time. I'm really hungry. It's lunchtime. My husband is waiting to eat with me. So unfortunately, bit of a cliffhanger there.